like her ears.
Dude, they're like right in the thing there. All right, what's up, everybody? This is Austin, back at you with another episode of the Book of Austin Life of Detours podcast. You've already met Rue. She's hanging out. She's going to be in and out of the video. Little ears are going to be going through your thing there. I just realized while we were doing that I don't have my rings on, and now I feel super, like, naked.
Yeah.
I don't know where they're at. They're probably in the bathroom. I'm not going to go get them, but, like, now just know that I feel vulnerable right now. Yeah. But today, we have a very special guest, Mr. Cayden Gray. One of my closest friends for the past fucking, how long? Like 8 years, probably?
I mean, what? When did you start working at Fridays back in the day?
Probably 2016.
Was it 16?
Yeah.
Yeah. So definitely.
Yeah, so that's about 8 years, dude.
Yeah.
That's wild.
That's crazy.
That's my fucking boy right there. Say what's up to the people, Mr. Cayden.
Hello, hello.
Yo. So, Cayden, I was just going to ask, like, straight up at the beginning. Actually, let me give you a little rundown first. Kind of did it before. So, Life of Detours. You know, I wrote the book a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
Sat down, did interviews with friends and family, and we basically told our stories together from start to finish, you know, wherever we met to, like, whatever ending we could kind of pick.
Yeah.
Just did it linear, and we just picked, like, all these big stories that happened between the both of us. And it was all these little detours that we had gone down that led us to be the friends that we were, the family that we were, like, where we both ended up kind of deal. And so now I kind of want to take that, like, move it on in. But for the first bit, we just need to get caught up, let the people know who you are first. So I was going to ask, how do you like being in Texas, bro? You followed me down here pretty quick.
What, was it like, 1 month or something like that right after?
It was super quick because I don't think you really even had plans to go. Oh, no, you told me before I left.
Mm-hmm.
Not a couple of months maybe before I left. Yeah, I remember you mentioned it.
No, it was definitely a planned thing, right? We were working together, and you had been talking about coming down to Texas for probably over a year before, like.
Probably about at least 6 months.
Yeah,
because I left in like August, and I think I knew like right around the beginning of the year.
Yeah.
So.
I think I moved at the end of September, so it was a couple months before.
That's so crazy.
And I mean, I knew that. I mean, I'm gonna have the opportunity to move. Probably it was like May or June of that year, I think, when I started talking about it, and then telling JJ's that I was going to leave and all that.
Yeah. Damn, JJ's was fun, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, shit. What was I going to say? Already, bro. We're already getting there.
Yeah.
So, on that note, let's go and take a shot, dude. Yeah.
Take care of this.
Yeah. Get this out of the way. All right. Well, cheers, buddy. I'm super excited to have you on.
Thank you.
It's going to be a good time. I don't typically do the full salt and lime, but I see why people do it. That's pretty nice.
I mean, they call it training wheels, right? You know? But
Yeah. Well, we're trying to get through this podcast.
Yeah.
So, yeah. What I was going to say is, whenever we did move, you moved a fucking hour away somehow, and we were still in DFW.
Which is crazy. I mean, because you think, like, it's only, probably there, where we're living, like, maybe 35, 40 miles.
Yeah, maybe.
But you got to think what that turns into with traffic and shit around here.
Right,
like,
if you fuck around and go at the wrong time of day, that's an hour and a half. Dude.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, and at times whenever I did drive down to Arlington and stuff, I mean, it was a 45-minute drive. So you got to think with you add on everything else,
traffic,
like any traffic, it got over an hour
took
plus.
The tolls sometimes too.
Yeah, that's money.
Yeah, that's money, dude.
Or get down.
If you took every toll from here to Frisco, how much do you think it would cost you? Like the fastest possible.
The fastest way, so to go on the tollway, that's probably probably $5 there, but then there and back $10.
Damn,
and that stuff adds up.
Yeah.
And then if you have the toll tag, that comes right out of your. That eventually starts pulling out your bank account in increments.
I held out for so long on getting that toll tag,
but it's good
because I was like, I never use tolls. I'm not going to. But then sometimes they're pretty fucking nice to use.
Yeah.
Actually.
Oh, 100%.
Every once in a while. But
living in the area where I did, you had to take them really if you wanted to go. Like in Frisco, right there. I mean, you have,
Yeah, they have that thing like locked down.
Sam Rayburn and DNT, and so it's really your only option if you want to get around in a decent time.
I just realized I have been to Frisco like twice since I've been in DFW.
Nice. Yeah.
So I don't really know shit about it. Yeah.
I enjoyed it. I like it more.
Yeah.
Than where I'm living now.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
Oh, man. So you moved here because of Tupelo, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I moved from Frisco to Irving, so when I got here.
What, you don't like Irving? You just don't like it as much as Frisco.
Frisco was like new. Irving was developed like 50 years ago. Frisco was developed like 15 years ago. So everything's like new and nice and spread out and things like that, and like bigger and more room and things. So it's like it's all new and nice. So
yeah, everything's pretty over there, dude.
Yeah,
it really is. Yeah, I went up there. I don't know if I told you about whenever I was up
soccer
there
thing.
For the soccer thing. Yeah, dude. Like, we went up there and like I got to go down and like play on the field and shit, dude.
Yeah,
like, that was cool. Actually, I should have worn my jersey. I have a jersey with Ocean across the back.
Shit, I couldn't. Yeah,
it's super cool. Yeah, I really liked it. I had my fake contract back there that said that I was a player for a day or whatever.
Oh, that's cool as hell, though. Honestly,
it's up on the wall.
A little jealous because I don't know. I've been to probably 8 FC Dallas games. When I was living there, a couple of seasons for a few seasons and stuff.
I bet those tickets are fairly cheap.
They are really cheap, honestly. Yeah, I mean, and they like if you do a promotion with them once, like eventually, like they just send you the emails for the super cheap tickets, so you can be like 2 tickets for $20, things like that, or like if you live in an apartment, it's free. So it was nice. Yeah, I mean, like, and there was 2 years in a row, like I got free tickets on a game, and maybe they weren't the most like desirable games, and it was on the side of the field where the sun beams on, but like. They have the games dude. You're still there and you're walking around, and after a while the sun goes down and it's nice. And I mean, FC Dallas, they went to the playoffs. I went to one of their games one year, and
oh yeah, they did pretty good last year, right?
Yeah, I think it was the season before last. They won a couple rounds in the playoffs.
Okay,
and I was there and definitely yelling and heckling. Like it was a good soccer environment. Like it was fun. I mean, obviously nothing compared to
like a
European League or something, but you know, like
sure. I was thinking even like a Rangers game or something.
Yeah,
or a Cowboys game. Have you been to a Cowboys game yet?
I've been to not since I've lived here. I came to one before though. Like,
oh really?
Oh yeah. There's the dog food. Yeah. But no, yeah. I mean, the Cowboys, Detroit, and the Cowboys one year. Zeke went off for like 200-something yards and a couple touchdowns. So it was a fun game to be at.
Whenever he was good.
Yeah, his prime year.
Fat as fuck.
At 1 year.
Yeah, I swear.
Oh, maybe 2, sorry.
Yeah. And then they paid him a whole bunch of money, and he just fucked it, you know. So are you a Cowboys fan?
I mean, so my whole life, I'm a Patriots fan.
Yes, that's right.
Always born in,
that was a stupid question, now that I think about it.
But, you know, and I was always kind of a Cowboys hater, but then since I've lived here, I've kind of turned into a Cowboys sympathizer, right? So I'm like,
okay.
I'm like, I worked in the Star over there, Tupelo Honey over there.
We're bringing him over,
Yeah, I worked in the Star over there, so it's like, okay, like, I wanted to see them do well. I want to see them win because living around here, I want.
Yes.
Well, it's just the environment in general, right? Like I love sports. That's my thing. Like I go, you know, to every type of sporting event I can for the most part, right? And so it's like for them to do well and be in that environment because I like witnessed a championship environment when I visited Milwaukee when they won the championship that one year. Yeah. And like I was outside their stadium while the game was going on and stuff, and that was the day they won it, you know, and like the city went crazy. Like I want to see that around here.
Yes,
you know, I went to the Rangers game, I was at the Rangers World Series, I was at the ALCS game, like you know, just to be on that was awesome. But like you know how people rally a little more around football and stuff too.
Yeah, they really do. Yeah.
And so like you know, I think you know if the Cowboys won it, it should be you know it would be pretty awesome. But it's just like. You know,
so pissed after
the old thinking hold them back a little bit, maybe.
Yeah, there's so much to unpack there.
You know, I give him one more year. I never was a huge fan of the McCarthy hire, right? And then he showed improvement, things like that.
Yeah,
so like you can't not give him a chance. He's had winning seasons.
Yeah,
but
what's
like
he had 2 years there now?
3 years.
3 years. Okay.
3 years of 12+ win seasons, right? So like
you can't really.
I mean, you can't knock him on that, but it's just like when you're expected to push people a little more over the edge, and you haven't been that type of person to push people over the edge. Like you have a talented team, you're gonna, you know. I think a lot of coaches probably could have got them to 12 wins because it's you have some talented people, right?
Oh, yeah.
And it's just like you got to make those decisions to push them over the edge, and that doesn't happen. So,
yeah, because championships kind of come down to, you know, like coaching, and then you know, obviously like the team itself. But it's a mindset that you got to kind of build there, you know. Yeah. But dude, those fucking Rangers games, those were awesome, bro. Working right next to the stadium, dude. Oh, and doing the shuttle, bro. Everybody was so happy whenever we were doing the shuttle. Oh, my God.
Just the atmosphere being there. Like, I wish they could have won it at home.
Yeah.
But I drove up to the stadium. Like, I got off work. I watched them, like, win it on, like, you know, TV. But and then, like, as soon as I got off work, I didn't even go home. I just drove straight to the stadium. I was like, I just want to be around. I just want to see like the people, like, because I know like they had the watch parties there and things like that. So like, I mean, traffic around there, like I just parked and I just kind of jogged over and went into Texas Live, dude, and just like it was cool.
Lit up, dude.
Yeah, it was cool to be a part of and like to see, to be there. Just it was my 7 games I went and watched this season. So like, I was kind of like fully invested,
Yeah, dude, you'd been going quite a bit actually.
Yeah, in the last 3 years, I'd been to multiple games, right? So.
Oh yeah, have you always been a Rangers fan?
So I grew up. The first Major League Baseball game I ever went to, my grandma, she, and these will probably more stories I can delve into later. But she took us to baseball games and things like that. And yeah, she would love taking our family on vacations and stuff. So one year she, took everybody down here, went to a Rangers game. And so this is my first Major League Baseball game. I remember having the Ivan Rodriguez little baseball card on a placard and stuff, and then baseball and stuff. So like, I'd always loved the Rangers. And when I got older, my grandma, she lived out. They eventually moved and lived outside of D.C. in Leesburg, Virginia. Well, they were there when the Washington Nationals came to town or moved to town and stuff, and they got Bryce Harper and things like that. So we go to visit her. She took us to Nationals games. And so I was kind of always a Nationals fan, and they ended up winning the World Series. But when I moved back here, like I definitely like delved back into being only 40 minutes away from the Rangers. Like,
yeah, that's pretty huge.
Me being a sports fan, just being in this area where I can go to these things.
And you already have ties to it.
Us growing up our whole lives, like in Arkansas, you weren't close enough to do things like this, right?
Yes.
And so like I've just kind of really taken that opportunity. And so I definitely like 2021 when they had opened the new stadium, there was like, they had lost 100 games that year, something like that, or maybe that was 22.
That was pretty rough,
like I was
the worst team in baseball for like half the season, weren't they?
Yeah,
some shit. Yeah.
And then I I was still there. The tickets were dirt cheap to be down low, right next to the field, and like I was there, and I was with 3 or 4 games that year, 5 or 6 the year after, 7 after that. Like so, like definitely, picked back up on it after like just loving the sport and loving watching the sport,
and especially after 2020 because we both moved here, and then fucking COVID happened.
Couldn't do shit, right?
Yeah, bro, that was so weird because I moved here and like I was working in Deep Ellum, like shit was cool. Like I mean, it was a little crazy, honestly. Yeah, I was actually about to quit working in Deep Ellum before that happened. Is
Arlo still open down there?
No, actually, yeah.
I thought there was something new over there.
Yeah, something happened. I don't know the details of it, but according to a source that worked there, apparently some girls got like roofied while they were there, but according to them, they've watched all the tapes and stuff like that. It didn't have anything to do with the workers or anything like that, but the company, the parent company or whatever, I don't remember the name of it, but they already pay so much in rent and all that stuff.
So they just
down there.
It,
so they were just like, we don't need to do.
It's like Harlow. Like the name of the parent company is Harlow something, right? I know the company was Harlow, but
no, because they own like George's.
Oh, okay, different
or something like I can never remember the name of it, but they own.
I know it is things. Like I know they still have operating restaurants in.
Oh yeah, Dallas. For sure. Yeah, because they have so many other things that are making them so much money.
But I think something else has already moved in there and opened up in that spot.
Oh no doubt. The second that thing left, they probably picked that thing up, dude. I'd like to see it because that honestly, that whole like setup over there was.
Well, make a trip down there. I mean, it's not too far away.
That's true, actually, dude. I've had these freaking.
I got
the Deep Ellum Brewing?
Old fashioned tattoo on my leg. Taboo down there. Yeah.
Ooh. Now, I need another tattoo, bro.
I never showed you.
My mom just got her fucking tattoo license.
Really?
Yeah, dude.
I'd get a tattoo from your mom.
Yeah.
I wasn't saying it like that, my guy. Come on. I know your mom. She's a nice lady.
Yeah, she is a nice lady. She's a little wild. But, I mean, she's fucking, however old, just got her fucking tattoo license. So,
No.
Yeah, mom's funny, bro. Yeah, she's going to like this one.
Yeah.
Yeah, you remember she'd always come up to fucking JJ's and we'd be kicking it, bro. Dude, were you there that time that we I took mom to TC's and got a certain somebody to flash the bartender for the T-shirt and we gave it to mom?
I think I remember. I can't remember who
you
was.
You probably remember who it was.
It's when we were working at
JJ's.
Yeah. At JJ's.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yep.
Yeah, okay.
Probably,
yeah. Yeah.
I could say it and bleep it, but that would require me to edit this video, which I prefer not to if I don't have to.
Here it is. There it is.
Oh, nice, dude.
Their little
I like that.
cocktail thigh tap.
Actually did a pretty good job on the orange peel, too.
Yeah, no, she did a good job.
Nice. You got that where?
Chelsea from Taboo Tattoo, Deep Ellum down there.
Cool. Nice.
It was a walk-in random.
Dude, do you remember Foreman? Caleb Foreman, beetle tattoo on his face?
Mm-hmm.
He's the guy that sang the intro music.
Oh, he's has a band around here.
Yeah, Wayside over in
No, I remember him playing
guitar
music on guitar and music on the patio.
Spanging, as he called it.
What did you say?
Coming in spanging.
Spanging, what does that mean?
Spare changing.
Oh,
It's
okay.
like you're out there, like whatever you can spare, I guess.
Oh,
and he'd always come in and he'd like try to tell somebody a joke for $1 and all that shit.
Yeah, and I'm like, bro, you can't come in and ask people for money.
He is sober now.
Yeah?
Yeah, he's been sober probably. He might be pushing up on a year now.
Yeah.
Actually, yeah, it's probably been a year, actually, because I think he started before I did my little, like, couple of months last year. Quit drinking just for, like, shits and gigs, I guess.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
I could benefit from that.
It's good for him, yeah. And I think he's working at a tattoo shop down there somewhere. But,
nice.
Yeah, him and Wayside, they were doing really good there for a minute. I haven't checked in on him in a while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It'd be cool to
you got to see him at his wildest.
The tattoo place that he's working at.
Yeah.
Like that.
And you go check him out. I need to kind of touch base with him. Yeah. But being over, it's so weird because, like, being over in Dallas, like when you're in Frisco, I never make my way over there.
Yeah. I mean,
Same thing with Dallas. I haven't been to Dallas in fucking 6 months probably.
The thing is about being, like, in these areas, like, they call it Dallas, right? But you don't even ever have to travel to Dallas for anything because you have everything you need around here, right?
Here. Yeah, it's basically the same thing. It's just bigger over there.
Yeah.
And a different crowd. So I don't know how I got this fucking frog in my throat over here.
Yeah.
It's driving me crazy. I think it must be this pouch, I guess, but I also would like some nicotine. So
tequila.
Sorry, guys. Yeah.
A little tequila, nicotine.
A little bit of lime and nicotine, Yeah. So you dig it over here, though?
Yeah. And it's just like, growing up in Arkansas, there wasn't, like, if you wanted to do anything, it had to be a special trip. You had to, make your way out and around, like.
Dude, it did have to be because it's like 4 or 5 hours to do anything.
Yeah, I mean, especially like kind of exactly where we both lived, like, in a sense, like, really wasn't too far from each other, but like, yeah, I mean, 4 hours to Memphis, 5 hours to, Kansas City, 5 hours to Dallas.
It was even like 2.5 to get to Fayetteville.
5 hours to, like 6 hours to St. Louis, like any places like that. Like,
it was like just far enough. Like we were kind of on our own little island with none of our own sports,
No, yeah. Other than the Arkansas Razorbacks, we're Big City.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. How are they doing I heard they weren't doing too hot in basketball this year.
The only chance they have is to do well in the SEC tournament because, I mean, they're just not. It's kind of it's like they're obviously a good, talented team, but the way, I think the NCAA is now with all the transfers and things like that, like, you're not always going to put together the best team every single year. And Arkansas had three teams, really good teams, every year in a row, and they had some players that were back to back, but they had pretty much just almost like a couple, returns and mostly all transfers this year, and it didn't seem to mesh as quick as they would like. But they showed some moments where they're great, right? Like beating Duke, early in the season, they did really well and beat some big teams, but they also lost to some teams that like you got to beat.
Oh my God, yeah. Story of Arkansas, bro.
and like so, I think their only their only playoff hope or no, their only tournament hopes would be to win the SEC tournament to get that bid in, but I mean it's a tall ask, so it's kind of baseball season now, number 2 in the nation, went to the game last weekend.
How are they doing in baseball?
I mean, they're number 2 in the nation, just starting off the season, but our pitcher last Friday had 17 strikeouts in the game. And like he easily, like if it was later in the season, bro, I'm telling you, he could have pitched the rest of that game and probably threw 20 plus strikeouts. Like I'm telling you, he was still so hot when he left at the coaches. I mean, it's early in the season, right? You got your plan for your players that you stick to. Yeah. So he
burn out that arm.
Yeah, I mean, they pulled him, of course, but he tied Arkansas's strikeout record in a game. I mean, obviously 17 strikeouts is probably the most strikeouts ever thrown in Globe Life Field because you don't do that in Major League Baseball, right?
No. So. Wow, that's wild, dude.
Mm-hmm. It was fun. It's fun to watch. So
yeah, I bet. Do they do like I think it's in high school and stuff where you can only throw so many pitches, during a game? Is that a thing?
I don't think that's I mean, like, you just don't because, you don't.
Because your coaches are smart.
Yeah. But, I mean, I don't think there is a limit that you could throw. I mean, I think I've seen some players in college throw 100 if they're trying to get a good game going. If they're trying to finish off the game for some sort of
something. Hot, Wild. Well, that's enough about fucking college sports.
Yeah, I mean, I could talk sports all day.
I swear, right? We could literally do that. And things.
But, I mean, honestly, like, if you want to connect a lot of it for me, if you want to connect a lot of it for me, it is kind of like sports and stuff, kind of growing up around that. My dad being a coach and stuff like that. Like, a lot of my life is kind of like revolved around that in a sense. And I never really realized how much until like I've gotten older and just kind of look back on things and know that like I got to do a lot of really cool things because it had to do with that, And
yeah. Sports. That's the thing
and
about
a lot of cool
it.
moments
like it brings,
that connect me,
people together.
Yep.
It takes you to different places, stuff like that. Like sports is like, it's a beautiful thing, man.
I mean, like, sports deeply connects me to my dad, my grandma, like things like that. Like, it's just very like like could be small moments to people, but important moments to me because
that's something I never had. Because like, I mean, my family didn't really give a shit. Well, my dad did, but he wasn't. He wasn't around.
Yeah, and
he was like a huge Cowboys fan. That's the main reason I'm a Cowboys fan now.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, they ain't done shit since I've been alive.
You know
what I'm saying? But I just never had that, like, connection to sports. And I played all through high school and stuff. And, like, me and my sisters were really big on, like, huge on soccer. Yeah. I played football and stuff,
Soccer was your best sport, right?
Oh, for sure, dude. Yeah, by far. Yeah, I didn't give a fuck about football, dude. Yeah. I feel like I could have done a lot better if I would have gave a shit. But whenever it came to soccer, I put my all into that. Chilling now, dude. Yes. Oh, she done tuckered herself out.
Yeah, well, the attention's not on her anymore. She's tired.
She's been doing laps around the apartment for about 45 minutes. Or
She's a good girl.
Yeah. But so I think now would actually be a good time to take it back. Yeah. So you are an Arkansas boy, right?
Yeah, Paris, Arkansas. Born and raised, Ooh. Born Paris. January 12th, 1991.
In 91.
Yep.
That's wild. My sister was born in 91. My oldest sister.
Your oldest sister, yeah. Damn, I was your boss and your manager when I met you. So
that's
years older,
true, dude. Yeah, that's so crazy. I was doing that post earlier about it, and it was like I was trying to like talk about how I kind of like followed in like your footsteps like throughout. Like I was following you through, and it was harder to put into words than I thought. I would have wrote like a fucking huge ass.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like when we're talking about let's do a podcast. I was like, we'd talk for like 5 or 6, like hours.
Anything done, dude. Yeah. So Paris boy.
Yeah.
So you said your dad was a coach?
Yeah, my dad was a coach, teacher. I mean, teacher, high school sports coach.
What was his class? What did he teach?
He was special education and alternative learning environment. So the kids.
Your dad is so fucking nice, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I've had a few times.
I helped you move.
Yeah.
So nice, dude.
Good dude, definitely one of the best for sure.
Yeah.
And so he was a sports coach. My mom, she had a biology degree. She for the longest time worked as like a quality technician at a couple different like factories, and then a pharmacy tech for the longest time at Walmart.
Oh, really? Okay, yeah.
She did that, and she got a lot of like she kind of did a lot of like schooling and like certifications and stuff in that sense for that. Mm-hmm. But she's kind of like not in the like best health right now, so she's kind of stepped back from working.
Oh, good. Okay, yeah.
And whatnot, just kind of take care of herself. Stepdad does, makes good money and stuff like that. So he, definitely takes really good care of her.
Yeah. So when you were talking about, hit
me with some more of that.
Yeah, I was gonna say, and we might be jumping a little bit, but when did your parents split?
So that was I think 2001. I think it was right around 9/11, so all that kind of stuff, weird changes in the country.
Was it because of 9/11?
No.
No.
No, I don't. You could talk hours about that too, I'm sure.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
But yeah, so yeah, I mean, I was young, and definitely remember my parents fighting at a younger age than that, in a sense, about different things and stuff. So it's just kind of weird to like know that like one of your earliest memories is like seeing that, but it's kind of like. Just kind of teach me, like when I get older and have kids and whatnot. And,
how to not do some of that stuff,
But also got to think my parents were 21 and 25, 26 when, you know, they had me. So they were also just, you know, young themselves. So like anything I look back on, it's just like, man, I'm like, man, I can imagine. So I can't really like.
Yeah. Can you imagine like even now having a kid? Like,
no, I mean, I think I would be good at it and whatnot.
You definitely would be. You'd be a great dad. Yeah. I bet you're you're a great dad to that fucking Giroux over there.
Jared over here trying to sniff around and get everything.
You're very patient. Which is funny. Because it's like seeing you in like the service industry. You have like that switch that'll get like flipped where you're not chill anymore, but it really does take a lot for you, you know. But once you're in that mode, the whole rest of the shift is gonna be it's gonna be kind of wild, you know.
Yeah.
That's probably something, you know, you picked up from your parents fighting all. No,
no. No, I wouldn't even say it was like an all-the-time kind of thing, right? But yeah, I mean, like, so, like, I remember it was probably 2001, I think, when they split, and then I think I got back together. Probably, I'd say, a few years later. You know, of course, they'd already been divorced, but and then kind of split off again. But my mom's, she's remarried. You know, she's been remarried for probably 12 years. I think it was 13, 14 years maybe now.
Oh, wow.
Just crazy to like reflect and, you know, like growing up, you're like, oh man, that wasn't too long ago. But then you look, it's like, oh shit, now we're that age where some things were true. That is not your soccer ball.
Yeah, she can play with that. Okay.
Yeah, she's about to, that's for sure. That's all you're going to hear in the background is that.
I swear, right? Yeah. Well, these things are pretty good at canceling out noise. I've done a podcast like in a fucking restaurant, like while it's going and stuff. And
hell yeah.
Pretty good. So, yeah. Yeah, it'll be
cool, man. You got the setup for sure.
If you guys are gonna bitch about a dog playing in the background, then
is that really your viewers?
Yeah, you're not that cool.
You're about to pop that soccer ball. It might be the problem.
Yeah, and that's such an old soccer ball, dude. And I have plenty of them.
I'm about to say it's going to pop.
Yeah,
so,
fuck with it.
Okay, well that's fine. Well, maybe we'll
fuck it up. Go for it.
Where were we?
If it'll get some of your energy out too, that's
cool.
With me.
There we go.
Yeah.
Where were we?
Oh, talking about we had kind of skipped up ahead a little bit. So they split when you were like 10, but like before that, like what was I guess like the dynamic around the house? Because you have an older brother.
Yeah, so I got an older brher. He's 13 months older than I am.
Okay.
And then my younger brother is about to say it was real close there, right? My younger brother's about a little over 5 years and a month, you know, younger than I am. So. He was definitely the baby, some health issues, stuff growing up.
Oh, really?
My older brother was kind of, you know, good at the sports and whatnot. So I definitely was the middle child in a sense, you know.
Oh, yeah.
So,
kind of off to the wayside there.
I mean, yeah, in a sense, you know, like not in bad, but I was also pretty easily self-sufficient and things like that. So I mean, just kind of took care of things myself. So it's kind of how
that's what's up.
They didn't have to worry about me that much in a sense for most things. I feel like. You know, like maybe I'm wrong, but I don't think so. You know, like
no,
just kind of seeing my older brother was kind of, you know, I wouldn't say troubled, but you know, so got in trouble more. So I saw what my older brother did. Right? Oh, there she is.
Yeah.
I saw what my older brother did, and
learned from that.
Definitely was just like, you know what, I don't want any of these, you know, issues and things like that.
Yeah.
So, and then my younger brother, you know, he had some health issues growing up, seizures and things like that.
Oh wow.
First grade and whatnot, and so like. He definitely required a lot kind of attention and stuff.
Yeah. So if you were able to be...
Did you ever meet my younger brother, Chase?
Was he there whenever you moved?
No, yeah. He was Chase and my dad.
Yeah,
my dad and Chase, yeah. So, yeah. You met Chase. But, yeah, I mean, he was... and definitely, you probably remember the really interesting thing that happened on the way up. And that, like, delayed us for a minute from being there.
I remember something happened, but I don't remember what it was.
I'll tell you. I'm not going to talk about that.
Oh, okay, right on. Okay,
yeah,
cool,
so... yeah, that wasn't flat already, was it?
No, yeah. But you're good. So, yeah, we got plenty of it.
Let's entertain her.
Bro, her jaws are killing that thing, dude. She's
German Shepherd, Pitbull, Rottweiler mix.
Yeah, dude, like if she clamped down on your arm, that's over with, bro.
I mean, yeah, she could be a place dog. She ain't no snitch, though, so...
I know not to fuck with you. You're sweet.
But she'll get to playing and like I'm like, no, we don't do play
Baylor
bites.
does it sometimes, dude. Like every once in a while she'll just get like real happy, like real scrappy, and like I'll like if I have like my thicker jacket on, I'll like let her jump up on me and stuff, and like every once in a while like my jacket has like a rip on it where like she got a good little nip on me, and I was like, all right, bro.
Shepherds, you think teeth.
Oh yeah. Nothing would take your lights out, bro. Yeah, so growing up, middle child.
Yep.
And then
younger brother, yeah, Chase, he had like seizures and stuff. So I mean, it took a while. That got evened out and whatnot, but still, like definitely the one that the baby of the family. So
yeah, he got taken care of, and especially with all that stuff, takes a little bit more attention and stuff like that. But,
yeah,
I mean, that's understandable. Did it feel that way whenever it was happening though? Like, did you understand?
Yeah, I felt like definitely understand. Like like seeing your little brother have a seizure on your bed and like stop breathing, like that shit's like crazy. Like,
oh yeah, dude.
Like wild, like like face changing colors and things like that. Like, so like seeing that's like crazy memory. Like like just definitely something that like never want to have to.
Never want to have to see, dude. Yeah, we didn't have really that.
Luckily, my dad was very aware of the situation. I yelled, I knew what was going on. He came up and like gave him CPR. Made sure he was fine, saved his life in a sense. Like,
wow. Yeah.
So, like, it's crazy. And so, definitely, he required a lot of attention.
How old was he? Probably like 6 or 7 or something?
I mean, definitely.
Like first grade?
Yeah, first grade. So, that would have been definitely in 6, 7.
Damn, dude. God, just being a kid, like having that, dude. Like, there's so much stuff that people go through that, like.
Then And,
like, fucking. And even, like, then, like, probably kids were even mean about it, dude.
In a sense, I mean, he, like, I don't think kids that age, like, really see what that would be going on that much, really. I don't think they comprehend all of those things that much. At least I didn't when I was that age.
Yeah.
In a sense. And
I'm just saying about like kids at school, you know what I mean? Like dealing with that stuff and like kids are mean.
I mean he missed a lot of school, so he probably wasn't in school a lot. So a lot of children, Arkansas Children's Hospital visits and things like that. Yeah. He lived there for almost for a year with the sleep studies and all those things. She's ripping into that.
Yeah, that stuff's a lot, dude. Go do that over there, bro.
I hear the little clickety clacks in the.
Over here.
Brew.
Take that over there.
Get down.
Give it up.
Hang on. I promise I'm working on training her, buddy.
Well, she's 11 months and she's fucking hyper, dude.
Hey. Lay down. You can.
Yeah, you can tear that thing up all you want.
Sit.
She's like, but you have the ball, dude. I don't know what you want from me.
The ball is the reward, though. That's how you train a dog. Like I don't like when I train her. Most of the time, I don't use treats because I don't want them food dependent because it's like bribing your dog, right?
Yeah.
But like play and toys and things like that. So
yeah, that's funny because that's a
look,
term they say with like kids too.
I made her sit and lay over here, and now she's chewing.
She's gonna stay there and play with the ball.
Hopefully, she'll keep doing that.
See, there's a method to the madness. He knows what he's doing. But there's
so when you have a German Shepherd puppy, you have to learn to train them because they're so smart that they're going to pick up on all the bad things.
Oh, yeah.
So you have to give them the good things to pick up on.
Well, and also if you're a dumbass, they're just going to run your house. You know? Yeah. So it's a good thing you're not a dummy.
Yeah. To be debated.
Then, like going through school and stuff, like you play, like you said, your brother played sports.
Yeah.
Like you guys, had you already started going to like games and stuff like that, or?
Yeah, I mean, I played. Like football growing up a little bit, quit playing baseball early, and then I played tennis and golf in high school.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Any good?
No. But I mean, like to get out of class, and it was fun. And I played a little bit of those sports. So I'm getting older, and like I got better at golf, when I got older and stuff. 'Cause I actually put a little bit of attention and stuff into it.
Yeah, it seems like an older person's game, anyways. Really.
But I mean, yeah, it's one of those. Like you got to get if you're really good, you get it good younger. If you want to.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Yeah, it kind of carries, yeah. But, yeah, that's like, I did the bowling team whenever I was in school. Like, just for, because, I mean, it's fun. You just get to go fucking bowling for free all the time and, like, get out of class and stuff like that. So, like, that's cool, But, and that's also why I did track, which I didn't particularly like. But, I mean, it's whatever. I did get to do pole vaulting.
I would assume you'd be fast, though. I don't see why you would like track. I don't know.
Well, I'm fast at, like, long distance.
Okay.
But I wasn't, like, the fastest.
Yeah, it was soccer. I guess you're constantly running. You're dude bursts, but I mean you're running around the field the whole time.
Like you're never like holding still. Like you got to have the stamina for it. But they were just like my buddy, this kid Nathaniel fought. Like he was just faster.
Yeah.
The thing, like I was always right behind him, but it was like. It was just faster, I guess.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I wasn't like the first pick for the fucking 2 mile.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? Which sucked because I would smoke everybody on the soccer team.
Yeah.
Whenever it comes over to track.
That's he was specialized in.
He was just track. Like he would just run. He didn't really do.
That's what my older brother did. He did track and things like that, and was a distance, and at one point held the state record at the 800, and he didn't even like to run the 800, but he did it.
Of course,
you know, like he was the long distance kind of person.
It's the one you don't like that you excel at. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he was made to do it, and then he broke the record at it at one point.
Damn, that's what's up, dude. Yeah. So you got to live in that shadow. No.
I don't know. I mean, I wasn't exactly. It wasn't what I was interested in, so it wasn't exactly a shadow to me.
So you played tennis. Tennis is hard as fuck, dude.
Tennis was fun.
You have a tennis court out here.
And I would like, that's one thing that I would love to get into playing, but it's like, most of the time, if you want to play like regularly, you probably need to join a club, and it costs money. Yeah. So I just haven't found any friends or any people that like just go play tennis at places that I could just join with.
I wish I knew. We got a tennis court out here,
bro. I'm down because like
before I moved, we needed to play.
Oh yeah.
I would say that's like another month. Yeah,
so,
for sure. Yeah. But anytime, you'll probably smoke me though, huh?
I mean, I probably like it's been a long time, but I know like after a while, I mean, I probably still have a decent little serve. Like I never had a great one, but enough to get it over the net and probably.
Yeah, my thing is like I'm fast enough to like get around and stuff, and like athletic enough to do it. But like whenever it comes to hitting, the angles because it's so touchy.
Blast it out,
yeah, dude. Or like if it comes in, like you don't have the best grip on it, like that thing will just take it out of your hands, dude. If you're not ready for the ball, it'll just fuck you up, dude. Yeah, but tennis is fun.
I busted my eyebrow open with a tennis racket.
What?
I was playing tennis one day, and I was just like, I missed something. I said, dang it. And I swear I did not hit it. I did not hit the net very hard, but it popped right back up and hit me right, just smack dab in the eyebrow, just enough to split it open.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, those things are harder than you
think. Freaking out because I was like, first time I ever seen blood out of my own face, and I can't see what's going on. My friends weren't making it better.
Oh, yeah, they're tripping.
They're like, huh? And they're like, oh, I'm asking, give me a rag, a towel, or something. They're like, yes, somebody help a rag. Me. And I'm like, fucking give me something for my, like, I can't see where I'm bleeding from. This is fucking 2006. You didn't have your fucking camera phone on you that easily where you could just turn that shit around and see it, like your iPhones and shit now.
Oh, no.
Right?
Yeah.
So, like, you know, like, I mean, I was probably embarrassed and aggravated that I busted my damn eyebrow open playing tennis.
Whenever you do something so like innocuous and you get hurt from it, you're like, what the fuck?
And I've done a lot of those things in my life, and I'm just like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
you know, like,
dude. That's like whenever I was playing soccer in high school. There's this kid, and like he was fucking with me, and he pissed me off, and like I fucking went to like I kicked him him in the shin, and I broke my foot. Yeah. You know, like it's fucked up. Like he was fucking with me, and I was gonna fuck with him, and I fucking kicked him in the shit. Instant karma, dude. I had to play a whole season with my left foot because of that. Yeah, it sucked ass. My foot was broken, dude. Yeah, and I still played the whole season.
Damn, do you like get it looked at after?
No, I never got it looked at. That's probably why my feet are
filled up.
You know, yeah. Well, when you're young, you know, like you just kind of deal with that kind of stuff, dude. Now. Yeah. I feel like I just get hurt so often, bro. Like, and like every morning I wake up and like my back doesn't hurt or like my feet aren't on fire. Like I'm like, it's gonna be a good day. You know what I mean? And then fewer and far in between.
I felt so much like that when I was like heavier and stuff before I lost a lot of weight, right?
Dude.
And now I don't have as many of those pains and stuff. But I've noticed as like recently I haven't been eating as healthy. I haven't been working out as much. Like I'm feeling a lot more pains I haven't felt in a while, and I'm like, okay, I don't feel good about this. Like, I just gotta get back on my shit, but it'll get there.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, and that's one thing. Like, I need to get back into like working out and stuff. Like, I do it like probably once, maybe a week, or once every 2 weeks. You know what I mean? But it's like there for a while. Like, especially after I had OC, I didn't work out for months at a time, dude. Because I'm
small goals, man. Like 10-minute run around the. Like,
yeah, exactly. Or like you just do my push-ups in the morning or something.
Yeah, just like a little goal, something to get your heart rate going, right? So
yeah,
it's gonna help you. You know.
And then the consistency thing is big.
For sure. She is sweet. And she is nice.
Dude?
She is not a barky dog.
It's a good I see you. Do you take her to get her feet groomed
recently,
or do you do that yourself? Yeah.
I probably could do it myself, but...
It's a bitch, dude. Yeah, Baylor
Well,
hates
they can loop them up and tie them up the way they need to with their little contraptions back there.
Yeah, they know what they're doing too, dude. Yeah.
Like, and they have the grinders and stuff. They'll cut it and then grind it.
Well, they have like the grinder. Well, actually, my grinder's fucked up.
You can buy them. I know that.
Yeah.
But I just like, I don't know. I'll pay every, like I always self-bathe it, right? In the Pet Supplies Plus, you know? And so like, but I think every few months I'm going to take her and just pay like the $50 grooming, and I'll actually give her a bath.
Yeah, right on.
Trim her sanitary and do her nails and ears and stuff.
Yeah,
so
do all that shit. Yeah,
it's not too bad.
that'll be what's up.
She's worth it. She's sweet.
There you go. Yeah. So you lived in Paris your whole life?
Until I was
Growing
18.
up? Yeah. Okay.
I mean, so like, yeah. I mean, never moved around or anything like that. Grew up in the same house.
Yeah, and Paris is
314
a small
South
place,
9th
right?
Street. Yeah.
Paris, that's outside of like Hot Springs area? Or?
That's a little north of that. So, like, if you're thinking, you know where Russellville is, right?
Yeah.
Russellville, in between Russellville and Fort Smith, kind of right off of I-40. So, south of that.
Oh, right. Okay.
There's Ozark, Arkansas, and then south of that is.
Yep. Oh, so you're kind of
out Paris, and there's Mount Magazine right there.
Yeah.
And so, you know, and that's where Paris, and then my mom lives in Boonville now, so two little towns not too far away from each other and things
fucking
like that.
Boonville Bearcats, bro.
Yeah. Yep. They played Mina. They played the Mina Bearcats in some sports and stuff.
I fucking hated them. Yeah. They're a bunch of dickheads.
It's always like state tournaments and stuff, right?
Bro,
so,
they were fucking smoking people, dude. And it was like we were the other Bearcats and we sucked at football.
So my stepbrother was like one of the, you know, played football there. And so my stepdad's always talking about like,
oh my God,
Boonville Bearcat football and things like that. So.
No, but they were good at shit. That's what pissed us off, dude, because
we
sucked. So it just wasn't a good scene, bro. I mean, we weren't Waldron. But
Waldron, I remember our Paris playing. And so it's like a town of 3,000 people, right? So, you know, like one grocery store, you know, one Walmart,
couple
you know.
of stoplights, maybe.
Maybe four stoplights there. Beautiful square. It's really nice, you know, like downtown kind of area.
Yeah, and like it's probably like a beautiful area, though. Yeah, go over there, dude.
Sit.
Making quick work out of that, dude. Might have to get her another ball.
Sit. Play. Okay.
Now you can play. There you go.
And so, yeah, like, you know, so small town, basically, you know, not a lot going on. Mm-hmm. You know, and that all comes mixed in with your, you know, meth heads and all those wonderful things. That's Arkansas for you,
That's
though.
Arkansas for you, dude.
Especially those small little towns like that. And so, yeah,
you
lived
never
there.
Got mixed up in any of that? Like
No.
Throughout high school or anything?
No, I never drank until I was out of high school. Never smoked weed until I was in college. Anything like that. I never really done anything.
Did you party at all? Like, did you like?
No, I never did because I was like, so my dad being a teacher, he was the alternative learning environment teacher. So all the shithead kids were in his class.
Oh yeah, okay. You're
so you can't do anything in town without, you know, like without being around. And so like I have a few friends, and I've always just wanted, you know, one of those people that have like a lot of friends, but you know, just in my people that I hung out with.
Hey, Rue,
no,
that's not a toy.
No,
not a toy, buddy.
Yeah, I'm about to say, dang, I'm going to get up. What a turd. Oh, no. I mean, I see why that would look like a toy, but put it up. I would put it up on the top, so maybe she won't get it. I don't see her jumping up there. I was like, you know what? I feel bad. I leave my dog alone so much, and I wanted to.
Oh, yeah.
That's
no big deal. I mean, we're still chilling. Yeah, just don't. Yeah, you can play with the ball. That's what you get. That's your toy. I hope we're not annoying you guys with the dog, but I'm having a good time.
Yeah,
she's having a good time.
She's pretty cute. So
she is super cute. Rue, get out of there, dude. Fucking around. Play with your ball.
Look at the ball.
Bro, she has like crazy eyes though.
Well, it's like all these kids' toys, and they're like toy colors and things.
Stimulus for her, dude. Yeah. So no partying throughout high school.
No, I never drank anything like that. I actually didn't
even whenever I
have my first real beer, like full beer, more than one beer at a time, until I was visiting colleges and went and hung out with my older brother in Conway.
Oh, really?
Where I eventually, UCA. So Chris went to UCA, which is why I eventually ended up going to UCA.
Okay, right on.
I think I only had one other person from Paris was going to UCA the year I did.
Really?
And I just kind of liked the thought of like, okay, let's get away and kind of get to know new people and, you know, meet new people. My older brother's there, you know, like, and so while we were very much kind of different in that sense of, you know, socially and, you know, and like party wise and stuff.
Jock kind of deal.
Yeah, and it was, you know, like popular kind of, you know, like probably got best dressed in high school. One of those things. I can't remember. Good looking dude, you know.
Yeah, so yeah, I mean, you got the genes, you know.
Yeah, well, I mean, the thing is like he's actually, you know, turns out what I learned later in my life that he's like my half brother technically. I didn't know that till I was a little older.
Interesting.
Which I mean, in all sense of like, we have the same parents. Both of my, like my blood parents, my dad, my mom raised him, right? Even though like he's not biologically my dad's.
Oh, okay.
And so like,
when did your parents get together?
they were together.
Like, was it like she was pregnant with him whenever they got together, kind of deal, or?
So they were together. I think probably split up a little bit, and then got back together, and she was pregnant.
Oh.
And yeah, so it ended up not being my dad's. I don't really know
crazy.
like all the little details in a sense,
Right,
just the general details. You know.
Do we know who the dad is?
Yeah, he's in somebody. I don't know if my brothers ever really had a full conversation with him, but I know my brothers like reached out to him in a sense.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, like
cool, though, yeah.
I think my mom actually like is friends with him on Facebook and was scrolling through one day and was like, oh, this is
That's the dude right there, yeah.
Yeah, in a sense, and it's like, and I was like, okay, kind of makes sense. He's bald, and my brother's.
Is that something? When did you learn that?
I was definitely in high school age. I don't remember exactly. I think maybe 15 or 16 in a sense, and it was always something I just kind of kept quiet. Obviously, it's nobody else's business. But it's weird. Like, I don't know. It kind of made things make sense in a sense because my older brother was kind of, the troublemaker and like a little bit, and like going out and probably partying and hanging out with people that might. My dad obviously didn't think he needed to be hanging out with and stuff.
Yeah, but he just had kind of like a different personality.
And like my dad wasn't biologically my, brother's father, but is in every sense because he raised him.
But they never made it different for you, kind of deal.
No, but it like made things make sense.
Yeah,
and when I kind of like
but growing up, like you thought, this is.
And I heard was hearing an argument when sat outside the stairs outside my brother's room, and that's how I figured it out.
Oh,
so,
really?
Yeah, because I was like, something's not right. What's going on in here? So I just creeped my way over and sat on the stairs, and just listened to the whole, like argument or conversation. So.
Oh wow, damn, that's wild.
And I've had conversations about it.
That's not real, dude.
In a sense, like right, but like getting older. You see things that you didn't back then, right?
Yeah.
So seeing that my
looking back
brother looked a little different, and different, like,
like
why are we all chubby and he's skinny? Things like that. Like, just a little bit, like, now that if you look at me and him, once I lost weight, we look a lot alike. When I was bigger, I didn't think we did as much. But, like, I ran into Matt Osborne, and he knew my brother, Matt Osborne from TC's.
Yeah.
And he would come sit at JJ's and stuff. I ran into him one day and he was like, oh, you look just like your brother now. And I was like, and I just didn't like, the first time in my life I ever thought that was true.
Yeah.
Because like I always felt we looked so different because I was larger and he was smaller and things like that. But now that I look at him, like, I could definitely see why he would, like, people would say that, but I just never saw it until I lost a lot of weight.
Yeah.
And was skinny kind of like him.
Were you chubby like throughout like your whole childhood or? Oh, okay. Yeah.
Always.
Yeah.
Always just a little, just kind of
you were
the husky kid, right?
Right. You were probably never like be like super fat or anything, right? But like, I think you said like the biggest you ever got was whenever I think probably like right around whenever I met you.
Yeah.
Working at Fridays.
I was probably 270 at my biggest, which like in a general sense, I guess isn't that big. If you like,
what are you 6'2"?
6'1" at the tallest, maybe maybe a little shorter than 6'1". I've just never like actually like measured myself probably since I was like in high school, right? So it's like just based off of what everybody else says they are, and then when I feel like I'm next to them.
Yeah, I definitely do that shit too. Yeah, you're trying to gauge it,
True.
Really crazy, bro.
Crazy.
Before we go any further, I
note to self:
pee.
Don't bring the dog to make a podcast heard.
Right on, yeah.
Well, she's a sweet baby,
Yeah, she's just having a good time, dude. Yeah, and she's not causing any
She
trouble.
listens pretty well.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it's a lot better than the 1-year-old. I'll tell you.
So do you have to pee? I also have to pee.
Yeah, so we're gonna take a pee break real quick, and then we're gonna come back. I kind of want to get into like service industry stuff.
Yeah,
I feel like we're kind of leading up to there. We'll talk a little bit more about college and stuff.
Yeah, because that leads me there.
Yes,
so
exactly.
We can pick up from Paris to Conway.
There you go. Right on. All right, guys. We'll be right back. Go take a pee. Y'all do a great job.
Yeah.
All right, and we're back.
Yeah.
So, dude, that tequila fucking one thing. So I've done a lot of podcasts. Like, obviously, I've done a lot of podcasts now, but I've kind of like tried to figure out like the amount to drink and like what to drink with and stuff like that. And like the tequila soda or like a vodka soda is very good.
Yeah,
but it's a lot of liquid. You know, because I want to make you know relatively strong drinks with a lot of liquid, so it's like you can have a lot to sip on. Because I'm like a fidgety kind of a sipper kind of person.
I'm saying, like, you've seen me. I'm probably taking too many drinks of this. And like, I just put this over here.
Oh, yeah, play with that all you want. But, with this, like, it just makes you, like, I just had to pee. You know what I mean? Like, that just happens. But also, tequila and, like, vodka, like, I've had a couple of podcasts where we drink, like, there was one where we drank like Jim Beam Peach, and like you just wake up with like the worst hangover and shit like that, dude.
I love my tequila soda. I mean, because you're getting a lot of water in there.
You're good, dude. Especially with a good amount of soda.
Yeah.
We got Liquid Death in here. I don't know if that's going to make any kind of a difference.
I've actually never had that. It's just soda water, right? I know it's just soda water in a cool can.
One in there. I was going to offer you one if you wanted just like a drink to have on the side. You know.
No, I'm good chilling on this because then I'll be peeing even more.
Yeah.
I mean, I have a service industry bladder, though, so if I really need to hold it, I could hold it for hours.
Could. Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Unfortunately, probably not good for my own health.
Rue really runs
hey.
hours.
Where's that ball?
Look like a fucking dog toy, though. Think about it. That would be something like you take those, fucking chunk them.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be kind of perfect. Should get you a pair of them. But on that note, like I was saying, I've learned, like, if I get too drunk during the podcast, you know, things get a little slippery.
Yeah, okay.
But
no slopes.
At the same time, I also drink a little bit, and I like to have a little bit of fun. So
I'm off tomorrow, so. But, I mean, like, also this Luna Azul tequila, it's pretty good it's good, like, for price.
Exactly.
And point.
I was looking at it, and I was like,
better than
El
Jimador.
A really nice
better
bottle. I was like, but first you're going to, just be drinking it with soda and stuff. There's no reason to get fucking, Casamigos and Yeho and get fucking wild.
No.
Here,
I'm an always repo guy most of the time.
Same, actually, yeah. Unfortunately, they didn't have the 750 of the Reposado.
Yeah.
I didn't think we needed a fucking liter bottle of Reposado for this, so, yeah. I mean, it couldn't hurt.
Socorro is pretty good.
Actually,
heard Socorro tequila?
Socorro?
They're imported by a company that's in Dallas.
Oh, really?
They're pretty good.
Nice, yeah. I like Espolón.
Espolón's good.
Espolón's a good one.
I can go on about tequila for hours.
Oh, yeah.
My old-fashioned tattoo on my leg, it's old-fashioned. It's not a bourbon old-fashioned. It's a tequila old-fashioned, okay?
You like a mezcal old-fashioned?
Mezcal is delicious also.
Yeah.
So,
dude,
we could talk cocktails. Our cocktail experience pre-Dallas was shit.
Oh, yeah, dude, compared to what we've seen here, dude, yeah. Oh,
so,
man, yeah, whenever I was working down Deep Ellum, dude.
Yeah.
Like,
you learned so fucking much, didn't you?
And Sydney, the guy that got me hired over there, my manager over there, he knew everything about tequila.
Yeah.
Like, fucking, he had a fucking giant agave plant, like, on his arm and shit. Like, he was all about it.
I'll get more.
Oh, definitely.
This is going to be my
you could just get, like,
service industry...
That's your SI leg right there.
Yeah, right here. I mean, I've got my cocktail at first. The next one's
hey,
either.
Can you pull up your hot schedules? You're like, nah, I got you.
The next one's either a margarita glass or a tiki glass.
Ooh, there you go.
Your boy enjoys a good painkiller, my guy.
Ooh, damn, son.
Yes.
Yeah, them perks. No,
no. Rum.
Well, you said service industry.
Yes. Okay. That's also something I've never got into in pills or any of that type of stuff.
Yeah, I never have been.
I've avoided a lot of it. Yeah. So.
Yeah, this thing's like, I just, like, my mom, like, that's what kind of fucked her whole life up, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, growing up seeing that, and then also, like, I'm such a lightweight, even whenever it comes to weed.
Yeah.
Like, if I take, like, a quarter of an oxy, I will be asleep for the next 2 days. Like, I tried Xanax a couple of times, and it's like, I take, like, a half of the little blues or whatever the fuck they are, and, like, I don't remember shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've just seen a lot of people change from being who they are because of that stuff.
Yeah.
That I've just like, you know what, like that's just not desirable to me. Like, yeah, you might have had fun a few times, but no, like
not worth it.
It's not for me. Just, and I'm really glad that,
because they will fucking grab a hold of you.
Because I've just seen what it's done to people and like what it's done, I mean, in a sense to people that I love and know, it's just something that I never
Yeah, and we can talk about it a little bit more off the pod, but that's what, Logan, he
Yeah.
lost his fucking arm.
Yeah.
And like they had him on painkillers because, had to fucking amputate his arm. He's got nerve damage and shit going on. And like they fucking,
they'll put you on it
tough
too.
time there for a little
depending
bit.
Depending on when he was going through that, the regulations on that weren't as hard as they are now.
Oh, yeah, no, they've really cracked
in the
down on that shit now.
mid-teens, in like 2014, 15, they were
just giving
doctors
it away.
were ridiculous,
Yeah,
because
dude.
there's a lot of documentaries about the pharmaceutical
you saw the
companies and things like
painkiller
that. I think I've seen a couple of them. I know there was that one about all those clinics and stuff.
Yeah, that we're probably talking about the same one, but the one with Go-Go Gadget. Fucking, what's that dude's name? Oh, man. It's called Painkiller on Netflix. Y'all go watch it if you want to fucking know what I'm talking about, but it's whatever. But, so we were going to hop back into, like, leaving Paris, going to Conway. So you said, like, your brother went to school up there, so it was obviously, like, the immediate draw, and then,
Paris was pretty boring, right?
Yeah.
So it's like, I got to get away from my hometown, but I didn't want to be too far away in a sense, right?
Yeah.
So I think, Conway's about an hour and a half. There wasn't much to do in Paris except, go out there and flip my dad's truck with my cousin in the high school parking lot once. That was a little interesting, Mm-hmm. But the only super exciting thing I did, we were just doing donuts in the gravel parking lot behind the high school, and I let my cousin, who's 6 months younger than I am. I was 16, he wasn't yet. Mm-hmm. And we're going, and there was just this is gravel lot, and one patch of asphalt that the back tires hit, and
it catches
and caught, and I think it probably snapped the axle or some sort of suspension part, and just kind of flipped us over on the top. So like the truck was completely rolled over. I was in the passenger seat, so my elbow was super bloody and all that stuff.
Oh yeah,
and my cousin, like, had I been driving, I probably would have broke my neck. My cousin's a few inches shorter than I was, so like that side that impacted super hard. We had our seatbelts on, so he didn't slam his head or anything like that. But I crawled out of the truck thinking I was like in a dream or something like that.
You're like, did that really just happen?
Yeah, I was like, no, this isn't happening.
There's no way. Yeah,
there's no way.
How mad was Dad?
I just pinched myself. I was just like, I literally pinched myself. I was like, what? Like I was trying to wake myself up. Like
that's
I felt like it was so unreal.
Earlier, where you smack the thing on the thing, and you get that instant karma. Yeah. You're out there fucking around, and then all of a sudden the truck's flipped. You're like, did that really just fucking happen?
It didn't feel real. I crawled out of it. I had such an adrenaline rush. I feel like I blacked out. Like once I felt the truck go, I just remember crawling out and like calling my dad. Like, hey, Zach, can I flip the truck? It's not a Sunday, nothing's going on, there's no school or anything. And he comes driving across town, and he gets out. Like, my brother was driving the Honda that I ended up driving because I flipped the truck.
Yeah.
And, like, hauled ass over. He just got out. He's like, what were you doing? And he just saw that I was bleeding. He just looked at my brother like, take him to the hospital.
Yeah, we'll do this later. Yeah.
And so, he's just like, I drove over there, and, luckily I got very chill parents.
Yeah.
So...
You want some tequila?
Chris drove me to the hospital, got taken care of, and then my dad stayed there with my cousin, called my uncle, of course, because we all live in a small town, lives right down the street.
Probably fucking heard about it.
Lee gets over there, and they get there, and then of course there was a cop that was like a block over. He shows up, and basically my dad and my uncle were like, they probably been through enough in a sense. So, like, nobody got a ticket. We didn't get in trouble in a sense, in that sense, right? Like,
yeah, right.
Definitely got in trouble and a little shame on the family,
Yeah, right. Yeah,
name and whatnot. Like, damn, Zach and Cayden fucking shit up again, right?
I
like,
swear, right?
Always them two together, something happens, right? Because we were like the cousins that were both middle child cousins, about 6 months from each other. Like,
get together, start bouncing ideas off
like
each
the
other.
older, like my brother and my older cousin were born at the same time. Me and my, and my brother and my younger cousin were born close to the same time, so like we were all really close to each other.
That's wild.
In like age and sense. So
that's crazy. Yeah.
And so we
all my cousins are like either much older than me or much younger.
They live down the street, so like that just being right there, like I mean, in a town like of 3,000 people, like the town's not very big. So like,
no, because me and my cousin Gerald, it was kind of the same way because we were the same age, and like we used to get in a little bit of trouble. Yeah.
No, yeah, and it was always like
arrested
if somebody got hurt, I
shit.
always got hurt. If Cayden and Zach were together,
It's always
Cayden got hurt.
Oh, damn it.
You know?
Yeah.
And so, yeah, that was definitely something that
Was that like
I got
senior
in
year
trouble
or
on.
what?
I was 16, so I mean it would have
okay.
been like my
Oh, so you
sophomore
had
year.
just started driving.
Hey, I had just started driving. This was in February. I turned 16 January 12th. And this was in February. This was February 26th. This was
No. At least you weren't
2
driving,
days
so
ago,
they can
however
put it
many
on
years
you.
ago. This was 16 years ago, almost to the day. So,
Wow, yeah.
but yeah, I mean,
You
I
just
wasn't
turned
driving.
34?
What?
You
I
just
just turned
34?
33.
33.
So,
You're an old man out here, dude. Does it feel to be like coming up on the top of the hill there, dude?
yeah, I mean, you got to remind her.
I know.
No, I mean,
shit, yeah.
just learn more and
That's true. Yeah.
continue to grow and take your detours of life, right?
That's damn right, dude. That's what I'm talking about. Cheers to that, brother. Hey, looking at your drink over there.
A little low.
Let me go grab some ice real quick while you tell them. So going from that
Yeah, so
kind of into
getting
college,
the
was there the plan of going to college, or was
I
it
mean,
like,
for sure. I definitely wanted to. I didn't know where I wanted to go, right?
Yeah.
So it was like going, looking around, looking at Fort Smith, looking at Tech in Russellville, and then Conway. I didn't really know anybody going to Conway, so that was kind of appealing to me in a sense, to get around and get to know new people and make different friends and whatnot. I didn't exactly know what I wanted to do. I thought I wanted to be a pharmacist, so I was like, okay, go to
that's what
pharmacy
your mom
school.
did, right? Or she was a pharmacy
Well, she was a
tech, right?
pharmacy tech, but that was like way later. Like that wasn't within the last 10 years, probably.
This is a good thing about
So-
this ice right here.
Yeah,
I can just grab like a brick of ice and fucking bring it back real quick.
I know the ice maker and those frigid air refrigerators.
I like the ones with the little like cube deal.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? Yeah. But
It's pretty standard though. What you're
so
gonna do.
being like a Hogs fan, did you have any aspirations to go to U of A?
I looked at it right, but it's like, man, my GPA wasn't enough to get me a great scholarship. Or not my GPA, but my ACT wasn't good enough to get me a great scholarship.
Oh, yeah.
This shit's expensive. My dad's a high school teacher. My mom worked in a factory in a sense. Like, probably made good money working, but like didn't have a lot of money. So
It's a rich kid,
And that's
out
for
of
me-
state school. You know what I mean? Like
I
people
wasn't-
come
yeah.
up there from other places
I wasn't smart enough to
to get a full ride.
to get a full ride at any places like that. I was just kind of middle of the pack, like good at math and science.
You were UCA
shitty
smart,
at reading.
you know what
So
I mean? Yeah.
purple and gray.
I actually dig those colors, man. Because
Oh, yeah,
grew up,
I like,
Mina was. What's Paris's colors?
Blue and silver, blue and white. Pretty standard.
No, I dig it. But red and black was
Paris
ours, and red
Eagles.
is my favorite color, so it
Yeah.
fucking worked out for me. And then the Razorbacks are red, and then that's why I like that.
What was
actually-
Boonville's colors?
Boonville was purple and gold. I want to say
Was it? Yeah.
something like that. Yeah, because they're dicks. What? No.
I remember Elliot and all his shit.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
dude,
smelly.
he wasn't he, dude? Oh
Yeah.
no.
He's way older
I
than you,
miss
so you didn't
that
know who he
dude,
was.
Man, that dude's so wild, bro. No, he was a Mina boy. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, because he married my cousin
Yeah, Sam is your cousin? Yeah, of course,
on
obviously.
grandma's
Sam.
side somewhere. I don't remember because
Yeah.
I didn't really know her that well growing up, but like she knew of me and I knew of her. Kind
Yeah.
of deal. Yeah,
I mean, that's small town shit for you.
well, with the way that my family dynamic worked, with like the way that my mom and stuff was, like a lot of the family didn't really fuck with us. So it's
Yeah.
like we know they know we're there, but they're not going to come over and like see us.
Okay. Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean,
which doesn't really not like a resentment.
it sounds like a pretty common Arkansas dynamic,
well.
too, in a sense.
Right though, yeah, it's like your family's right there.
Yeah.
but it's like you just don't
Because
know.
of something that happened or something that was
Yeah.
done, like, people aren't going to fuck with you.
Yeah, which I mean, that's just kind of how it works. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you get to Conway, and then you turn into a super party boy. No.
Not really, no. Actually, not at all. I mean, went to UCA for a couple of years and just kind of didn't know what I wanted to do.
So you immediately went for what would pharmacy be?
I mean, pharmacy, yeah, but just your prerequisites, right, to try to get into a pharmacy, program. And so it was obviously I was going to try to go to UAMS, but I think after the first year and getting bad grades and realizing
I hate school.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. I didn't know. Like, in high school, I didn't have to study, didn't have to try or anything like that. And I maintained a AB, maybe 1C there, here and there, you know, kind of thing. I didn't have to try. I didn't have to pay attention, didn't have to study, didn't really have to do much extra.
Yeah.
I was just naturally caught on enough.
Yeah, what was your GPA?
I think was like a 3.25 or something like that. Yeah. So, you know, like just pretty, I feel like it's pretty average, you know, like.
Yeah, dude, I missed like 50 something days my senior year and I got a 3.6.
Yeah.
So like high school was not.
Yeah. I didn't try. I didn't put any effort into it.
Exactly. Yeah. I never did my fucking homework. That's for sure.
And so like.
You're going to fuck up the camera and get out of here. There you go. Good job. See, she listens.
Good girl.
Yeah. See? Like, no. Oh, the camera? All right, I'm out. But yeah, so.
And so.
Whenever you get to college, you actually do have to take that time. Like
you have to take the time and study. And
what's the amount of hours they said? It's like if you take, what is it, like 15 hours that you have to take to get your scholarship or whatever, you have to do like fucking 30 hours.
I remember them saying stuff like that. Like
they'd be like, this is how much you need to study for this class. And I was like, I'm not going to fucking do that.
No, and that's the thing. It just, I mean, you know, it didn't work for me, right? It's not how my brain works. Like I'll learn probably better in small bursts of things than like catching a lot of information at one time. And like,
I'll write this essay in an hour. Yeah. And I'll have all my shit done, and then you want me to do all of this fucking homework on top of it?
I learned, you know, chemistry more by, like, dozing off and staring at the chart more than I did listening to them talk about things. Like, just give me that and let me look at it, right? Things like that. So, I mean, it's not what worked for me, but I, you know, unfortunately deferred loans and haven't paid on things for a long time. Didn't pay on things for a long time. Yeah. So I could, you know, like still seeing, you know, some of the student loans and stuff that I never really got anything from. And so like,
dude, exactly. Yeah.
You know, that's just kind of the system, right? You're told you got to grow up, you got to go to school, you got to do this, you got to do that, right? And it's just,
and that's what I thought.
It's really not what works for people.
Yeah.
It's not what works for everybody.
It's like, that's what gets you out of
town.
But
you're so, in those, especially in those times, the 90s, 2000s, I think it was so much like, you know, this is what you have to do.
If you don't go to college, you're going to be a loser.
But now it's not. It's really not like that, right? Like when I started, you know, got out of school or quit going to school, I had already started working at Fridays. So Elliot, I mean, reference there. Yeah. He, you know, freshman year of college, had a roommate named Jared. He left kind of half the year. So like half of my freshman year, I had like pretty much my dorm room to myself, and it was kind of the cool hangout kind of place.
Oh, sick,
and, you know,
it was.
Hughes Hall over there in the UCA campus over there.
Room?
Yeah, old ass dorm room.
I was in Conway Hall, bro.
Yeah, Conway Hall's right over there, and that was at one point an all girls hall, Conway Hall, and then made it a co-ed, and then they made it a co-ed right after. I think I went there when I started. Really? It was all girls, and so Hughes Hall. I was living in the second floor at the end. I can't remember the number. Crazy story in a sense. My mom, when she went to college, she went to UCA for a year. Her dorm room was right across the hallway from my freshman dorm room. So like when she was in college, it was right across the hall from where I was. That's kind of crazy and wild and stuff.
Hughes was one of the older ones.
It was definitely older.
Yeah.
For sure.
I think it's like one of the oldest ones on campus.
Yeah. I don't even know if it's still, she found a tennis ball.
Yeah.
I don't even know if it's still used and whatnot, but UCA's grown so much it's crazy just driving by.
Fucking tore it down at this point, dude. Like after they built Bear Hall,
I'm gonna Google it later.
Else look like shit, dude.
And so yeah, that was cool. And then you know, freshman year Hughes Hall, it was a good time. A lot of good times in there. Like I said, my roommate Jared, he ended up passing away in a car accident. Like that after our freshman year, he went home, but it was like August or something like that. Like a bunch of us, we were at a football game, and we were all like all of our friends that were hanging out that were friends that year living in Hughes Hall. Like we had all had our own houses and things, you know, after, you know how it is. You move out freshman year, you're still in town. So you found a house or something in Conway, one of those rental houses. Mm-hmm. And so we went and we were at a football game, and we all got the call that he had been in an accident and whatnot. Then he ended up passing away.
Wow.
And stuff. So,
well, I heard if your roommate passes away while you're in college, don't you get your grades covered or something?
I mean, that was like, so I actually used that, like I had like bad grades and whatnot. And so I was like, they had some sort of leniency for me because of that, actually.
Yeah.
But it was like he wasn't actually living with me then. That was after he was out of school and whatnot.
Oh, wow.
It was the next semester after.
Yeah. Damn.
Yeah. But that shit, so like, I mean, you know, like that was freshman year of college. And then I moved in with Elliot, started living with him.
Oh, really?
And I was working at Walmart as a cart pusher at one point.
What? Which one?
At the Walmart on Dave Ward over there.
Bro, I worked at the Walmart on Dave Ward as a cart pusher, bro.
Yeah, bro, but that was years after mine.
Yeah,
Mine was,
yeah.
that would have been
2014.
No, 2000 and ma'am.
She found the tennis ball, so now it's all over the place.
Yeah, it is.
But it's keeping her entertained. So it's
Well, it's gone now. I don't know where it is.
Oh, it probably went underneath.
Well, keeping her entertained, and I can't find it. So.
Yeah. Well, you fucked up there, Rue.
Rue, get the tennis ball. And so, yeah, working on, so Dave Ward Drive, that would have been 2010.
Mm-hmm.
And I just did that for like 8 months, but I, you know, like, cart pusher there. And then, yeah, I was just like, I don't do this. I was living with Elliot, like living off chicken and like, instant mashed potatoes.
Oh, really?
It's basically what I ate for like every day because I just didn't have money to buy anything else.
Mm. You didn't have the cafeteria or anything? Or,
I was in off a house on, it was Joyner Drive over there.
I don't even know if I know where that's at.
Off of, let's see, Donaghy all the way down and Donaghy Favre off that in the kind of the northern part.
Oh, so kind of far. Okay, yeah. I know
Student Net was pretty close to campus in a sense.
Yeah. Yeah, because Favre, that was the road that led to my house over there on Eggman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which was a long...
Not quite to those apartments over there?
No.
Yeah.
It was over there off of Donaghy. That was...
Yeah, I can't find it either.
It's got to be.
Yeah, it's got to be under there somewhere. She knows it, and we know it.
Rue, you're just rattling everything, making all this noise.
Here, hold on. I'm going to go for it.
This episode would be better
go get it.
if you weren't here. Come on. I'm just kidding. You're the best. You're making it. You're making the show, Boo-Boo.
All right, well, the tennis ball is officially lost.
Yeah, I mean, if it's not under there, then what did she do with it?
What the fuck did you do with it, Rue? Did you eat it? Did you swallow it? Crazy pup.
Who knows?
So working as a cart pusher over there, living with Elliot.
Mm-hmm.
Was Elliot crazy then?
Elliot's Elliot, you know.
He's something else, you know what I mean? Yeah.
You know, and it was fun.
Dude.
You know, like the Super Bowl this year, Usher was performed and he played the song OMG, you know? Mm-hmm. And like, I was like, I texted Elliot. I was like, hey, bro, like that's fucking Super Bowl totally reminded blaring that shit over the loudspeakers, you know, in the house on
dude.
the Joyner Drive. And then good memories and stuff for sure. And he was just like, man, like, I know your personality. Like, you need to come work with me on Fridays. You're going to make so much more money. You can be a server.
Mm-hmm.
Is it right there? So it is.
Oh, it is? Oh, it was right behind the thing when I looked. There you go. All right, we've officially done it.
Hey. Lay down. Oh, she's not going to lay down with the tennis ball.
Well, that's the thing, like, the fucking cart pushing deal was so chill, though.
It was chill, bro, because I had one coworker, this was before I smoked weed, but he walked around the corner and we're doing smoke and come back, and we just basically walked around and, just fucked around most of the part. Like, my buddy Alex, my buddy Josh, my buddy Alex, he reaches out to me, and I need to reach back out to that dude.
Yeah, recently, yeah.
And
that's funny because my coworker, I used to get dude, we smoked a blunt one time out in the parking lot, and then we went into the break room, and like everybody came into the break room like right after that, and we're sitting there. I'm high as a kite. Man, like this is not okay right now, dude. And like they were asking us like what we were doing in there, and I was like, we're on break. Like, what do you mean? Like, I don't fucking. Oh, dude, leave me alone, dude.
We're gonna break. They told us we have to because it's hot outside.
Exactly. Yeah, some shit like that, dude. But I was just so high. I was like, oh god, dude.
Yeah.
So it's like your coworker at fucking,
Yeah.
Get you fucked up.
And so like, I mean, my buddy Alex, though, like he is probably one of my best friends. Like, definitely one of my best friends through life. I wouldn't say probably.
Yeah.
I gotta stop using that word because it's like, it is. It's
That's
not.
That's
so.
the boy. Yeah.
And so. Went to the strip clubs with him plenty of times after he their old Visions back in the day. It's the peppermint hippo or some bullshit like that.
I went recently. I went in January.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was fucking awful. Well, I mean, it was okay. It's not a bad place.
Yeah, was Nathan there?
I'm not a huge Nathan.
It was that.
Oh no, he was not there.
He was
all Nate.
Yeah.
Wait, did he strip?
No, he was there as like a manager.
He strips the places to get clear out. No, we love you, but I don't want to see that.
But by chance you heard this.
Let's spill some tea.
Oh no, but no, it was just like my boy Alex would always he worked a job in Salute with his parents, so he would come crash on my couch and be like, "Oh, let's go over there." And the strippers would always talk him.
Has disposable money.
Yeah, they would talk him into buying me lap dances. So I'd go there. I wouldn't spend $1.
That's what's up.
Get at least a lap dance. Mm-hmm. 2 maybe,
I'll take a lap dance or 2. Fuck it.
So back in the days of 21, 22, 23-year-old, probably 21, 22. Those would have been the years. Yeah, 21 would have been the years I'd been living on that.
Uh-huh.
I moved after living with Elliot for I think it was 2 years. Mm-hmm. Moved into the Nutters over there by where you would have lived on Egmont.
Right. Yeah.
The Nutters, the fairways at Nutters Chapel. That's what it was.
That was always the funniest fucking name to me, dude.
Nutters Chapel.
Nutters Chapel. And then whenever I first moved there, Toad Suck.
Yeah, Toad Suck. That's
what the fuck?
Like every once in a while, that'll pop up nationally, and somebody will be like, "What the hell is this town in Arkansas?"
So Elliot got you in at Fridays, though.
Mm-hmm. That was
I feel like that shapes a lot of
foot in the door.
Yeah,
for sure. Of being in like my career and my life and stuff like that.
How'd you like it over there? How'd you like serving there? Like first starting. I remember whenever I first started serving, like I came out of the kitchen at Buffalo Wild Wings over there.
Yeah,
and it's just so weird. Like I guess I'm so used to it now, just like approaching. Like you just walk up because I know like I have business to conduct.
Yeah.
And like it's so weird because like you walk up to like a table of like fucking hot ladies or something,
mm-hmm.
or like a table of like super businessmen or whatever, and it's like you just find a way to conduct yourself in such a way, but it's so weird when you first start.
So for me,
so awkward.
It was, yeah. I mean, for me, like I always felt myself as like not a very social person, not like very kind of socially anxious in a sense,
Yeah, that's how I felt too.
And then like, joining the fraternity, Elliot and stuff like that kind of helped a little bit. And then
she just came hopping through there.
I was trying to hold her back, but and then it's going to be a whole game of fetch in this. And so, damn.
Oh, so starting serving.
Yeah, so so Elliot, talked me into doing it. Dale interviewed me.
Daddy Dale, dude?
Yeah. Interviewed me, like, first interview, the one interview, he was just like, basically, like, you know what? Elliot referred you, so, like, if you suck, I'm just going to kick his ass.
There you go.
I just told me that interview. I was like, you know what? I'm going to like this guy. I'm going to like this place. And that dude ended up being, like, my father figure. I still talk to him every once in a while.
Coolest,
yeah, dude. I still text him. He'll still text me. I'll still text him every once in a while. Hey, how are you? How's it going,
Yeah, he left not too crazy long after I started there. I only worked there for a couple of years.
So. But he was 2018 when he left, or the end of 2017.
Yeah, and I only worked there for like a year or so after that. So,
but I'd worked with him since 2011 at that point because I started there. I started Fridays, so it was 2011. I started Fridays. Mm-hmm. And then started as a server, which is weird, but I just kind of like caught on, you tell me to do something, tell me what to do, and I can do it, And so like I just never thought I would be social enough, and then I got the opportunity, got the job.
Oh shit!
I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, you're good. I had her held off.
I mean, this is me, this is my life with her. So I guess this is the whole point. And she messed the camera up.
There goes the camera. Hold on.
Rue, that's the one thing you can't do. You can do anything you want in here.
Yes.
Don't mess with the camera.
It's gonna be a weird continuity error here. The camera's in a relatively different spot. I think I got it in the same spot.
Rue. Okay, maybe the tennis ball isn't the best idea.
Yeah, because it's too mobile, dude.
Yeah, hey. She's going to squeak. So. Oh, God, I screwed up. I put the ball into there.
Baylor's had that fucking thing for like 3 years, and she just will never play with it. I don't know why she doesn't like him. But
Hopefully that is registering very loud on your
it really
thing.
is. Oh, man.
That might not be background noise at this point. It's going to test your abilities as a editor. And
I don't even know if I can edit that out. That's funny, dude.
I don't know how she would be out there with Baylor. But
I was wondering about that. Like, maybe we should switch them, but I don't know if there's anything out there for her to fuck up.
She would probably not like that. She would probably scratch and whine at the door.
Oh, damn. Yeah, we might have to take the... Oh, damn it.
Yeah, go hide that in the bathroom and then give her something.
All right, let's take a break for just a second. We're gonna figure out what we can give her. And fucking,
I'm sorry, I messed
that's
this
okay.
up.
No, we're good. We're good. We're chilling. We're having a couple of drinks, hanging out with the dog. If you don't like it, I'm very sorry. But we're gonna take a break. We're gonna figure out the dog situation. We'll be back just for you guys. All right. All right, so we got the dog situation figured out, I think. We gave her a bone.
We'll see. This will last us about 23
I know, right?
and a half minutes.
That'll do it. And then by that point, I don't even know who will be fucking listening. So
It'd be incoherently ranting enough.
Dude, probably at this point. Yeah, speaking of which, fucking
Incoherent.
poured up some more shots because, fuck it. Yeah, a little bit of tequila never hurt nobody. Yes, it did. That one's to you, Rue.
Yeah. It went down rough.
I think like one thing is like whenever you're the parent of the dog, I feel like you're more self-conscious about it. You know what I mean? Like whenever I take Baylor places, like she's really good at like being at places.
Yeah.
Even if I take her to like a restaurant or anything like that, but if anything happens, I'm like immediately just like, oh fuck, you know what I mean?
Damn, yeah, I feel like
same thing with like with OC.
Yeah.
Like if she's like getting like if she starts crying or something like that, I'm like, oh fuck.
For you, especially because you worked in the service industry, right? So you're like,
So
oh
you
man,
know when people
my
like
kid ain't
bring
gonna
like
be
a
that
problem
kid.
dog or a problem child in, you're like, fucking come on, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I try not to, I try to avoid that as much
Got
as
that
possible.
wild child in there though. So.
Oh, bro, she's wild as hell, dude. Yeah.
I wonder who she got that from.
Bro, that's the thing, dude. I was fucking, so I went home for Christmas, right? And my sister's husband and Kristen, I was in the bathroom going to the bathroom. I was taking shit. And her and fucking Russell were sitting right outside the bathroom door. They didn't know I was in there.
Yeah.
And Kristen asked Russell, she's like, hey, are the kids in your family, like, crazy like this? And he's like, nah, bro. Like, that's a Mitter thing, dude. And I was like, I'm right here, guys. Like,
come on.
dude. Yeah, but... it was funny, and it's true, dude. Like the fucking, they're just like indestructible, and they don't give a fuck, dude. That's just how that's how we do stuff, man. Yes, I don't know. I don't feel like I was that crazy as a kid, but then again, I was
older
surrounded
and
by-
then got crazy, huh?
Yeah, definitely. I had 5 sisters growing up, and they did. I didn't get a fucking word in edgewise. I didn't get the chance to be crazy.
So when you got to your age, you're like,
Once I started getting bigger than them and shit, dude, it was over with. Yeah. And I started drinking young and stuff, you know what I mean? So that was dumb on my part, but you can hear all about that in the other podcast, you know what I'm saying? Let's get back to old Cayden here.
Yeah, that's me.
Get me on the spot over here, start sweating. No. No, like you said, you started so when I'll just go ahead and say like I started drinking when I was like 14. But you said you didn't have a drink really like
until I was 18,
drink, right? Until
18, and then I got comfortable with it like 19, 20. Started figuring out.
So
other
when you
things
started
that I
getting
liked.
into the service industry,
and so like I started getting into more beer, right? Craft beer. Those were the years that stuff was starting to take off. But I mean, when
a good beer,
a good beer, and I like me a trash beer.
Yeah.
So I mean, like it's just I'm at that point in my life, like I'll enjoy it all. Yes. Yeah, exactly. Because like you know what, at the end of the day, like sometimes that craft beer don't taste too far off from that macro shit beer that you call it, whatever.
When you're about 8 in, it
all tastes like water at one point.
I should have just bought the shitty tequila. Really.
No, the Luna Azul will help our brains tomorrow.
Yeah, I won't be as pissed at myself, What's going on, Ram?
She wants to act like a guard dog because she's 24% guard dog. So. According to the wisdom panel.
Oh, interesting.
Where you want to lay and eat your treat, like that's.
She'll figure it out. Baylor's on one out there too.
Yeah,
but
what's going on?
Yeah, so you moved in with Elliot. You know, we know
Elliot working in the service industry, and you know what? I was good at it, right? So I didn't know that I was going to be like, it's something I was afraid to do, right? I was like, I don't want to talk to people. I'm going to walk up to random people and talk to them. What? Like, I can't do that. And then I went through training, and I was like, they're like, oh, like, we don't even think you need another day. It was like normally 5 days of training, and it was 4. Like, Derek Barnhart, of all people, was like, you don't think you need another day. And
Derek was a tough trainer, too.
Yeah. He's like, I think you're going to be great. I think you're going to fine. Like, I think, so like, I pretty much got done early in a sense. And so, like, I caught on pretty quick. And, like, I didn't realize that I'd be good at it, but I was, just because, like, tell me what to do. Give me a format to do it, and I can do it, right? Like,
if you give me, like, a professional conversation to have with somebody, I can have that.
But, like, Fridays, it was, like, for me, what helped was the fact that it was outlined. It was said that, this was the steps of service. Things these are the things you might should say, and things like that. So I just did those things, and it was just like, oh, wow, this is easy for me.
So you just did your job.
Yeah, I did what I was supposed to fucking do, and I was good at it. And it's just like, oh man, I wish I could have 10 of me around, sometimes.
Bro, yes, dude, yeah.
And it's the same, like, you were easily, naturally good at it easy because, like, you just did what you were told that you were supposed to do for the most part, like.
And then you see all these people, like you go in, you realize, like, you're working with a bunch of fucking jackasses.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah. But even, like, working at that place, I felt like working at Fridays made a lot of people that worked there better at their job because they would be shit at Fridays and they would go and be good somewhere else.
Yeah, dude, right. So who was the crew whenever you started? You had, obviously Derek,
Yeah, Derek.
Frost was probably there?
Frost?
Yeah.
Yeah, Frost was Elliot, Frost, Austin, Ferrantelli.
I don't think I've ever met that.
Trissa, of course.
I know of him. I know Trissa. I know Trissa kind of, but like she had already.
That's
like,
my
she
bitch.
was there
Oliver.
a little bit.
Yeah.
Before she left, I think, or something like that. Like right after I got there.
Yeah.
She's been there for too terribly much longer.
But I still, like, she's still a person that, like, if I'm in Fayetteville, I'll holler at. If she's down here, like, I went to her to the Arkansas A&M game this year with her, and like a lot of other people, like Morgan Seas was there. Yeah, like I don't know, just like a good that good solid crew, especially those names there.
Was Mike there?
Mike, yeah, he was there. He was there a couple years after and stuff. Like I was there before him, but he was there not too long after. Eric Roberts, remember Eric? Eric, it was the regional at JJ's. He definitely worked for him. Yeah, dude, Eric was there. Like Eric started a little after me, but he was there. Like it was, it was definitely a bunch of people that I like,
continued to like it
to talk to and see. It's like
that Fridays crew from that era, like fucking turned out to like run Conway.
Yeah, there's a lot of people. Frost now is doing all that stuff with his
Frost is out there.
He's got that restaurant he's about to open at the Conway Social, and they're doing those events, him and Danielle, the DNC events.
And then before that, he was fucking running
that Brick and Forge, OC, and then Brick and Forge and things like that. But that's just like that was him doing somebody else's stuff. Now he's doing his own shit, so it's kind of cool to see what he's going to do.
That, dude.
To go there and when he gets that Conway Social. So Conway Social is going to be kind of one of those like food and entertainment kind of places. Like I don't know if you've ever been to Sidecar Social and like.
I've
heard of the places, and there's a bunch of different places. Yeah.
Well, Sidecar is Boomer Jacks.
So you're not allowed to drink at any Boomer Jacks place?
No Boomer Jacks, no Sidecar, nothing, bro.
You can't have a drink at any of the places? Not even like one or two drinks?
No. And the thing is, I will probably see a manager that knows me.
That's so silly.
It is.
Why you can't, like, why would you bar your own employees? I know, like, it's being a bar kind of place, people can get kind of wild, but I think that's really limiting yourself.
Somebody fucked it up for us.
Somebody had to have fucked it up.
Somebody did something really bad.
To limit it
but then I think
that
about,
much
like,
throughout the whole
when we were working
fucking
at JJ's,
chain.
Dude, like, I remember.
But still, bro.
I remember, I don't even know
you don't jade your people that much.
In the back and shit, you know what I mean? Like, they'd get fucked up. Like right after shift, she'd get fucked up, and then she'd go sleep in the fucking locker room or whatever.
Yeah, but but also like I don't think that if you have people running it to hold your people accountable, that I don't think that happens either. Yeah. So like
you have your outliers, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and that's what somebody's gonna run for everybody, but like that is super silly. That's kind of
so silly, bro.
Very silly. That
sucks
what I'm saying.
Considering there's so many, and it is a very good spot
it's a cool spot. I can't. The Sidecar is so fucking cool, and you can't go there. Like, why would you not encourage your own employees
to go
to even another? It's another concept. Yeah, it's the same people, but it's another concept. Mm-hmm. Why would you not encourage them to go there and support it?
I don't know. It sucks dick, though. I'll tell you.
Yeah,
that.
that's some shit ass people that ruined it or something.
Bro, something really bad had to have happened.
Yeah.
Or something relatively bad happened when it was a smaller company and they just...
What's the name of the parent company?
On Deck Concepts.
On Deck?
Yeah.
Make some calls, emails.
Yeah, can you talk to these motherfuckers?
I mean, you know what I'm saying? I'm just going to...
You got a little pull around here
I
nowadays.
don't.
I don't got a bitch.
Whatever. So...
yeah, because you are just, you're just a Fridays server manager. Did you bartend?
I never bartended, right? So I started there as a server, moved into training.
So you didn't have to host. I didn't have to host either.
No, I didn't. I started there as a server.
Like, most people have to start as a host.
I mean, it was like, because there wasn't a lot of places in there, so you tried to start people from the bottom.
Yeah, right.
But I mean, for me, I just, Ellie got me in, and I didn't have any experience.
Ellie got me in too.
I had the personality and whatnot. So, and like, did that and moved into training and started like, eventually I was like, okay, eventually was like the lead trainer and things like that, like just never thought it would be me. But once I saw other people doing it, I was like, oh, they started when I did. I could do that. Like, I know what I'm talking about. I know everything on this fucking menu.
Thing that was told to me and the thing that I do.
Oh, you told me this. Okay, now I want to tell you, and you're gonna, so learn.
Yeah. And there's literally a book that tells me how to do it. That's
exactly.
Wild.
Yeah. And so and that's what made it so easy for me. Like, I felt like it was super easy, and I just sit there and I bring new people, and they hire other people and they bring in, and I just tell them everything.
Literally like a little pyramid scheme going on.
So it was like, for me, easy to move up into that. Eventually it was key manager, and then eventually was, like
house. Or you were...
I got moved into bar pretty quick. So I never bartended, but I pretty much started as the bar manager because teach me something, I can do it, right? Yeah, so, I mean, I learned, and I did the bar inventory and trained people and did bar classes for Fridays and all that type of stuff, right? And then
which
did that,
sick, yeah.
Which is good. And then moved into kitchen management, and then moved into front of house management. And I did manage every part of that restaurant you could manage in a sense, which just gave me a lot of experience. Yeah, other than general manager, which I was told by the owner that, honestly, I would make you the GM, but he knows the books better. So
because he only went to college for that and has never worked in a restaurant in his fucking life. But it's whatever.
Who, Wade?
Yeah, no,
he never went to college.
Did he not?
No, he was all restaurant hired. He was just always.
I thought it was the opposite. I thought he had the degree for it. And
he had a lot of restaurant experience. He didn't have people experience.
Okay.
I love the guy. I still play in a fantasy football league with him every year, and I've done that with Frost and all them for the last 12 something years. Same fantasy football league. Yes, there's a core 6 of us that have done it every single year.
Once I started managing, dude, that's the reason I left. And that's the reason I sat down with JG for an hour.
I think Wade doesn't know how to handle people. He doesn't have to deal with people that much. I think he's not a bad guy. He really is good.
And he is his own type of person. Not a bad guy.
Exactly. He's just not everybody's type of person, right?
Yeah.
So,
but he's about what he does. He's got fucking 11 kids or whatever it is.
And he's not even in the industry anymore, right? So.
Something right after COVID.
He never came back, and Carissa took over. So. I would have
doing some other shit too now.
Yeah. So she did that. She ran that place for a few years.
She's so cool.
Yep, and it was just it's funny. She used to tell me, she's like, oh, JG asked me how I knew this, and I used to tell him because you taught me, and not because anybody else.
Yeah,
dude.
Cool. That's wild. Dude.
And so I felt like I left a good mark on that place, right? I worked there and moved up to the management, managed every part of it, and worked there for 7 years.
Yeah.
Right. I don't there's probably countless crazy stories and weird things that you could say that happened. It's just hard to recall that stuff in a moment, a sense.
Well, I remember whenever I was
if you could recall something, I can.
Well, we'd go after work and go over to Buffalo Wild Wings, which I had worked at.
I remember the B-Dub strips all the time.
Yes,
Caleb,
dude.
Adam, everybody.
Yes, fucking Caleb. Yeah, for sure.
Caleb doesn't live too far away from here, honestly.
I know. Yeah, he's right there. Yeah. Yeah. But, yeah, we'd go over there, and I remember that was whenever I got hooked on that summer shandy, bro.
Oh, bro.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't Google summer shandy. The sandals, right?
Yes, and you put that lemon in there, it's over with, dude. In that tall Buffalo Wild Wings glass.
Oh, the schooners?
Game changer.
I called the glasses. A girl held the 2 glasses to me the other day. I can't remember where we're at. Mm-hmm. She went this one. I said, I'll have the schooner. And she said, the what? And I was just like, I'll have that
Give me the tall glass. Yeah.
It's what it's called. It's a fucking schooner.
It's literally, yeah, that's the like scientific name for it, almost, if that's what we want to fucking call it. I don't know. But yeah. And I've said that to people, and they're like, what? Like,
yeah.
Since I've been here, like, they don't know what the fuck I'm talking about at all, dude.
And maybe we were just...
Pilsner glass or something?
Pilsner, yeah. I think it was Pilsner glass.
Is it? Maybe? I don't know.
Maybe we're crazy for calling it a schooner.
It's that Arkansas shit, brother.
Yeah. No, that was the TGI Fridays corporate stuff,
okay.
is what they called that shit.
Well, and also, I was going to ask...
The B-Dubs called it a schooner, too, did they not?
Yeah, they did. But, so, there was a TGI Fridays right next to Boomer Jack's over there. Mm-hmm. Right down the street from the stadium.
They shut down?
Yeah, they got shut down. But it was the worst fucking experiences every time I went in there.
Yeah, because it was just... I mean, it's all dependent on franchisees. The company kind of went downhill.
Okay, yeah, I was wondering about that because most I remember working in Conway. I feel like we saw corporate fairly often.
I mean, because
we had
Jeremy was very into it. Like, this is the brand. This is what we're going to do. This is what we're going to do. This is what we're going to do. You had Dale there.
For,
you had Dale there to fucking run shit too in that location and stuff. Like, it was good people in a good establishment.
Yeah.
Because corporate was more involved. I don't know how they are now.
And I was wondering, like, this place is right down the street from the stadium and shit. You're just going to let that bitch run into the ground? Like, that place was awful, dude. Mm-hmm. Like, it was so bad, dude.
I mean, their headquarters is in Plano. I used to drive. I mean, I've been there, but I used to drive. I drive by that shit all the time, going down DNT, down from Frisco to Plano. Like, it's right there on the side of the road.
Were you there whenever me and Chris and Tanner all went to the Flair show in
Plano?
No, it was in Addison.
Oh, Addison, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, no, the Addison one. Yeah, I was there.
Yeah.
Was it because I remember Tanner flaring. I don't remember you flaring there.
No, I didn't flare. We already moved here.
You were there, and Kim and I were there.
Yeah, but y'all didn't go out with us after that. That's what gets me. Yeah.
I wish I would have, but
it got a little wild that night, actually.
I'm just kind of. At that point in my life,
you were in the situation,
so,
But no, I just had to ask that because I saw this fucking Fridays, and like I would talk to him, and I'm like, dude, like I'll fucking teach you how to do flair if it fucking helps you out. You know what I mean? Like I'd talk to even like the bar manager and stuff, and she's like, dude, I wish I could get you over here and stuff. I'm like, I'm not gonna come over to this fucking sinking ship, dude. What the fuck are you talking about?
We could hang out every once in a while and show you something.
Yeah, exactly, dude. I was like, I'll hop back there. I'll fucking come in, like on like an off day or something, help you guys out. But because I love, like, I still.
It was so much fun doing that shit. Like, I never bartended there, right? Mm-hmm. But like I managed it. But I fucking taught. Like, I didn't teach everybody. I helped everybody. Do those things.
Learn,
But I mean, what you and
I came
exactly, we were fucking throwing the bottles across the restaurant and shit.
We'd toss fucking bottles over the island and shit, dude. That shit was so fun, dude.
It was you and I. We would go across and like try to like fucking catch the Flair bottle as far as we could, and then catching the beer in your fucking intro video.
And whenever we brought that shit to JJ's, they were like, "What?"
We were like, "What? You can do that?" And I like haven't been able to work with anybody that like was that good to do that shit.
Yeah, I haven't really done much since. Whenever I first moved down here, the way I got my job in Deep Ellum was I told them I was a Flair bartender.
Yeah.
And they were like, prove it. So I hopped behind their bar. They gave me an empty bottle and I fucking hit some shit. And they're like, all right, well, you're on.
Yeah.
And so that's how
it was pretty basic looking to them, probably. I mean, pretty advanced looking to them.
Yeah.
But you were like, oh, this is pretty basic things.
I was literally just doing a couple of things, did a couple of stalls and like bumped it off my elbow one time. Mm-hmm. It was like, they were like, whoa.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you literally, like, and that's the thing, like, you always taught us, like, the working Flair stuff. Like, that was your
that's
big
just
thing.
What the thing is
like,
you're supposed to do,
like,
right?
Put a napkin on the back of your hand, slap it on the table kind of shit, you know what I mean? And, like, if you grab a tin off a thing and you throw it behind your back and you catch it, people lose their fucking minds, dude.
And I was never good at that stuff. Even when I actually bartended at Tupelo, right? Like, I really didn't do a lot of that, but like little things
Every once in a while you do a little something fancy.
Yeah, little things like, like I would like, like
toss
shake the tin.
The
biggest thing is for me shaking the tin, and before I open it, I just flip it in my hand once, and then when I catch it and I pop it, and I do that now, even when I'm just back there as manager, like making drinks right now, I'll still do that and be like, whoa, and I'm like, like probably got more flair than any bartender.
I just can't help it, dude. Yeah. I just got that flair about me.
And so, I mean, it was just like, it's just because I've done it so much and things like that. Like, I never really did it, but I like got good at it. I saw what it took for other people to do it, and I helped develop other people. Like, I mean, like Tanner put so much in work and himself, but him and I that, and you and I did a lot of that stuff, and like I had people that like for years I saw people that like were bartenders and acted like they didn't want to do it, but when I did it, I actually had people that like wanted to do it. It was cool in a sense. So like I felt like
because there was one time managing, it was like me and Tanner and Adam, and
I think there was one time that like Kinsey was supposed to do it, and she put in her 2 weeks notice, and like most people like I'd ever seen in that situation backed out, but she was like, no, I'm still going to do it for you. That's and so it was just cool, like cool. It was just like to like be able to have that mark on people that people want to do something like that, because in that industry, in this job, like nobody wants, like a lot of people really don't want to do anything extra. People just kind of want to
don't give a fuck about their managers.
The bare fucking minimum,
Yeah.
Did not eat that whole thing already?
Yeah, she might have, bro.
No way. I mean, she's eaten bully sticks in such a quick fashion that I was like, there's no way that happened. There's no way she ate that fast. Okay, we'll see.
Yeah. But yeah, dude, the flare was like my favorite thing, dude. Like that was
you were good at it too.
Fucking fun. Yeah.
But as soon as I left, you got moved up, so you didn't do it that long.
Yes, dude. Yeah, I mean, I'd still hop back behind the bar.
Yeah. I mean, because you were like, you're going to be manager. You're gonna have
and I was also the one, like, they'd pull me back there to like help, like, train people to do it. Like, it was me and Tanner that would like show the people how to do it.
Dude, Tanner was fucking good at that shit.
Tanner was so good because he put in so many hours. Like I would see like tricks he would do, and I'm like, I just have never even tried.
Bro's at JJ's now, right?
I heard that.
Yeah, so he got. I mean, like I think at a certain point, you've done that for so long. It's like he lost the passion for it, and he was kind of like done, right? So like, he's at JJ's now.
Half the shit he can do to JJ's. Like whenever I would go, whenever I worked at JJ's,
do a little thing,
throw like a pint glass out of the cooler.
Anywhere I've been, bro.
Oh, they fucking lose their minds.
Even when I do shit at my buddy, and so the one thing that I would take from it at Tupelo, when my buddy Jared and I would be back behind the bar, he'd be one end of the bar and he'd need a bottle. And I'd be like, hey, I want to throw this to you.
Yeah.
He was like, okay.
What?
I fucking like threw a full liquor bottle, right? But flat as you could in the air, bro.
Yes. Yeah.
As still as you could, right? This shit just floating in the air. And he catches this shit and he's like, okay. And I was like, and ever since then, like he needed something, we needed something.
There you go.
I would just throw the full liquor bottles though. People would be like, oh my God, like what? Yeah. We never dropped one. There was one time I threw one and he threw the one back and they got so close to each other.
Oh, nice.
That was the only time I sweated. I was
we used to do like over the island. We'd do like 2 beers, like going across. I'd throw you one, you'd throw me one. We'd fucking, We used to get wild with this shit, dude.
Yeah.
And then, so you were the bar manager whenever you left, or what?
I was a bar manager, and then kitchen manager, and then front of house manager, and then back to the bar, I guess, right?
Yeah.
Because Elliot left, and then I was back doing bar stuff again, and then I left maybe less than a year after Elliot did, like, 8 months, 9 months.
Okay.
That would have been the beginning of 2018.
Yeah. I feel like you might have to go potty. I smell a fart.
Yeah, which is pretty unusual.
Did you fart?
I do smell.
Did you fart? She might have to go potty, dude.
I don't know. We're going to pause this again. Damn.
Yeah, no, we can pause it.
It's way too long.
Totally no problem.
Yeah.
That's right. Okay. All right. So we are back. We had to take the dogs out. They had a good time, and then we swapped out. Now Baylor's inside. Rude's outside.
We'll see how she does. She might be the ultimate escape artist, and hopefully doesn't jump off the balcony. But
I don't know. It could happen. What if she jumps over that? That'd be fucking wild, dude.
Yeah.
20-foot fall, dude.
I know. I would hate to pay the bills on that one. So
yeah.
We'll see. Right.
Actually saw recently, or like whenever I was looking at stuff earlier, that you hit me up after I posted that thing about Baylor when she broke her dew claw.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she snapped her fucking dew claw off and it bled everywhere, dude.
Oh.
Yeah, like I want to say, I don't know what happened for sure, but what I want to say happened was she was wearing, like she had her collar on, she was scratching and it got caught and she just like broke it off.
That sounds painful.
Yeah, dude, doesn't it? Yeah.
So she bled everywhere and so obviously the dew claw is just gone.
Yeah, well, it's growing back now, but whenever
is the claw actually growing back?
Yeah, like I like, and what's fucked up is I literally went across the street. It takes me 5 minutes to get there and back to the fucking gas station right there, and I came back and she was bleeding everywhere and like crying and shit, and I was like, "What the fuck happened?"
You're like, "I've been gone for 2 minutes."
I was gone for like 5 minutes, bro. What happened to you? There's just blood everywhere. Like I really need to get her a new bed. I haven't seen the blood stains. Like I washed it.
How long ago did that happen?
Maybe 6 months now.
Oh, damn.
Not even.
The left or right side?
I want to say the right side, if I'm not mistaken, but it's growing back pretty well.
She go.
Yeah, she's all good. But yeah, so we were on the like service industry, like going, like we'd kind of gone through most of your Fridays experience.
Yeah.
So, like, what was like your motivation for leaving? You know.
So I just kind of saw at that point like I wanted.
There it is.
Some progression, in my career and stuff, right? Mm-hmm. So I just, like basically just kind of looked at things and I had the opportunity at JJ's. Eric kind of reached out to me and was like, hey, like kind of picked up what you were putting down the other day when we were talking, like we got this opportunity, want to interview for it and whatnot. So it was actually the second time I'd interviewed for JJ's. I'd interviewed for the first time and Elliot got the position and started working for the company.
Right.
And then I, had the other opportunity. I interviewed another time and they were like, yeah, like we want to give you the chance. So I, showed up to Fridays and was like, hey, JJ, or hey, Jeremy, like I want to talk to you about this. And he was like, it's kind of like, felt like it was kind of hard to get him to give me 5 seconds to talk to him.
Who, Jeremy?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That day. And he was like, oh, I got a storage unit. You want to ride with me? And I was like, yeah, sure. Like I don't want to ride in a car with somebody and tell them this news, but this is my opportunity.
Right.
We drove to the storage unit and I was going to tell him, and I could see the look on his face that he was pretty aggravated about it and those things, and grabbed what he needed and came back. And, it's just like, yeah, somebody, he was like, well, like the pay period ends this day and it's less than 2 weeks away or whatever. So he was like, we'll just call that your last day. He was kind of that one, like, cut it quick, he didn't want to.
Yeah, like if we're going to do this, we might as well.
It's like if you're, manager and you're out kind of thing, Mm-hmm. So, yeah, that was that. And then started working at JJ's just because, like I said, I just felt like I had more.
Can't tell how loud that is.
Opportunity, then she's got big, heavy paws and
big,
claws,
heavy feet, yeah. She couldn't break through that glass, could she? I mean, surely not, right?
I sure would hope not. So.
All right, that'd be some shit if she just came crashing through the patio window.
God, I would feel so bad. No.
Oh, no.
Rue,
you got to chill out, dude.
Yeah.
We can swap them back out, actually. I feel like that's probably the better. Baylor's better outside, I feel like. Let me do that real quick. All right. So, we had to switch the dogs out one more time.
Hopefully.
I want to say we're good now. I just felt like she was, like, there was clacking at the door, and I don't want that for you guys. So, if you don't like the stops, then you'd probably prefer that over the, like, click-clacking of the things. So.
Clickety and the clacking.
And the clickety-clackities. But we had just talked about how you had to ride with Jeremy in the car to the storage unit.
And then put in my notice there for that.
Yeah, and then you got the opportunity at JJ's. It's on the second interview or the second time trying to interview. Work. Yeah. So then, what was your take on JJ's coming from Fridays?
I mean, it was just kind of like, obviously not a corporate company, but a company with multiple locations that was trying to have some sort of structure. So they just kind of had something, based on what they had done for years and stuff, they're like live music concept and things. Mm-hmm. It was nice that they were closed on Sundays for the first part of that.
Yeah. I hear they recently shut down their brewing. Is that a thing?
Yeah, the JBGB thing.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they did. But they changed that whole JBGB into a different concept anyway. Like the JJ's Live is what they call it. So it's just like a live music venue. And I don't think it's open for they have a pickleball court on the back end of it. They might have a bar attached to it or something like that. They do stuff, but I don't know if I think it's mostly just concerts and things like that.
Okay, that's kind of cool.
And their corporate office is still there.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Yeah, you remember, so you started working there, and then so you were the bar manager whenever you left.
Yeah, so whenever I left Fridays, you got the opportunity to manage, right?
Yes,
Fridays?
Yeah, immediately after because there was an opening.
Yeah.
And so I took
You took my spot, basically. Well, you took my management
people
position.
moved up into your spot, and then I took the spots below that kind of deal. Started out as kind of key holder, but I was doing basically the job of the front of house manager. So eventually, whenever Kevin
Oh yeah,
Kevin like basically they decided like Kevin needed help, so they made me like his like I was the front of house manager alongside him, and then he moved to.
It doesn't take that many people to do that job.
Yeah, well, there was whenever after you left, like things just started going like pretty well haywire.
Yeah,
and, like it was like a lot of like new management, and so it was like they were trying to figure out who was filling what roles and stuff like that. So it was just kind of a shit show, really. And it was Wade who didn't give. You know, he had his own shit going on at home, I guess. You know what I mean? Like he didn't really give two shits about the restaurant itself, in my opinion. You know, that was my take on it. You know? But and that's whenever I sat down with JG and was like, "This is what's going on in your fucking restaurant. I'm not going to be here. I can't fucking deal with this. So how long is it going to take you to replace me?" And he was like, "Just give me, just give me the 2 weeks or whatever." Or I think I might have done a month. And he was like, "We'll get it figured out. You do whatever you feel like you need to." And that's whenever I hit you up. That was about, I think I did 10 months or something like that in management. And I was like,
I was like, oh, man, I'm going to really piss this guy off, but I can't not hire this guy.
Yeah, right. Yeah, it wasn't like you poached me. It was
and that's what I think I remember saying at that moment, like, I'm not going to reach out to anybody from there to come over to work for me. But like, if somebody reaches out to me, I'm not going to turn down that opportunity because that person's going to go work for somebody else. They're not going to stay at the place that they're at.
Yeah, exactly.
So if they want to come work for me, I'm going to give them that opportunity.
I'll go work at fucking Mike's place or whatever the fuck, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's like,
to get out of there.
I just knew that, like, I mean, that would be done for me to turn down somebody good because I was like, oh, I don't want to, burn them. But also, like, because if they're not working for, they don't want to be there, then they're not going to, and if they're not working for me, they're just going to work for somebody else. So might as well get a good employer. So,
there you go, yeah. And it worked out because, like, we started, like, once I moved over to JJ's, not only did I make stupid money over there, and then it was just, like, the coolest fucking, like, chill culture, like, you'd get off work and, like, you'd have a couple of beers that people bought for you throughout the shift and stuff, and, like, we'd chill out and, like, play the pool tables and stuff, dude. Like, that was so chill, dude.
That's where I learned to play pool.
That's right, yeah. That's where I learned to play pool from you, kind of.
You're better than I was when I started playing.
Yes, and then like just practicing and like you learning like all your English and stuff like that. I remember like the progression of your bank shots was the thing. You would do like the bank shots that I wouldn't even attempt. And you're like, I'm just gonna try it. You know what I mean?
And do some stupid shit. And be like,
yeah, and then you'd fucking make it. And you're like, you fucking called it. I guess. God damn it. You know? Yeah. It's like all the way.
We played the other day. I made a shot, and I was like, I didn't think I could still make that shot.
I haven't done this in like 2 years, but I'm going to try it.
And then I fucking ended up doing it. And I was like, oh.
So
there was a little back shot from the corner pocket over there. What's crazy?
Right? Yeah, because you had to
back shots from the corner pocket. Huh?
Back shots, bro. No, but it always worked out whenever we played at JJ's. We'd always end up like 2-2 or 3-3 or whatever, and that's how it ended up the other day. We're 1-1 right now.
Yeah.
So we got a little tiebreaker coming up.
Have to soon for sure.
Have to soon, yeah. Or maybe we can find us a spot over in Irving. I'll fucking come out there and beat your ass one good time.
There's an apartment over there by. There's
a pool table in my apartment complex right now.
No, there's a.
Let's go do this, bro.
There's a bar over there by my apartment that's got like 6 diamond pool tables. Those are like the best pool tables that you can buy, and like 12 other pool tables.
And then apartment complex, you say?
No, it's a bar over there by my apartment complex. Yeah, they have 6 diamond tables and then like 8 other like kind of long tables, and then like 6 like just coin tables.
Oh, really?
But I like to play on not the expensive ones, which I have just for fun, Mm-hmm. But then
it's like tighter pockets and shit like
that. Yeah, they're like bigger tables, and they're just like nice quality, like branded tables, like the best, like people drive 30-40 minutes just to play pool there, like because they're like they're good tables and stuff, and play their league and stuff. But no, the other tables are good. They're like the longer tables. They're like not the bar tables, but the 8-foot tables.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, when you play on one of those tables, it is different.
And like if I feel like I like to play on that big table because like. If I can make good shots on there, I know like the little bar tables are going to be easy too.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, but like going back to JJ's, like I remember, Then one of the little things about like your management style is like you have this idea of like leave it better than you found it kind of deal. Like whenever we worked at JJ's, I remember there was one time I was closing and you saw something. You're like, this side over here, like nobody's been cleaning it. They're like, what is this? And I was like, well, whenever I was trained, like I didn't even think to fucking do it. And you're like, well, don't we want to be better than the people that trained us? Yeah. And I was like, that's a pretty fucking good point, dude. Yeah. Like, why am I not doing it? You know what I mean? Like,
tell people that, like leave something better than the way you found it.
Yeah, that's wild, dude.
And it's just gonna fucking like make everything better, right? If we all just try to do that, so
like keep shit like cleaner, you know, like that. That's something that has just kind of been instilled into me. And I think that's one of the things, like I was saying earlier, like you just do your job and you feel like a fucking rock star because nobody else is doing their fucking job. You know? But like if you just do your job plus the little bit of extra, you know, like you'll fucking run the company one day probably. Fuck, I don't know. It's a little one of those, life, you know,
little ads to service industry people. Like, do your fucking job and do your shit.
Just don't give a fuck, dude. Because, I mean, for a lot of people, it really is like a throwaway job. And, you know, I mean, it really is like for me, like it's the job I know I can always get. It's the job I know I can always do.
But my thing is just like, if you're going to do something, just fucking do your best at it. Yeah. Like you're wasting everybody's fucking time being a lazy ass. You're wasting your own time doing that shit.
You're making less money because of it.
Yeah, like if you're going to do something, just put the fucking effort out and do it. Yeah. You know, like if you're going to be there, just do the shit. Make it easy. Makes it easy for everybody else. Makes it better. You're going to make more money. Probably going to have a better time. Just do your shit.
Like that racist fuck that y'all were talking about earlier.
He deserves something else, but he's going to go be an engineer somewhere. So.
Oh, is he now?
That's what he says back in college in his 30s. So, my guy.
Good luck, buddy.
It's a UT Arlington there. The racist
they're fucking rock stars. Kristen actually graduated from UT, and she's probably the smartest person I know.
Actually, no, I take that back. I don't want to smudge the school that. It was SMU Arlington. That's what it was.
Oh, okay.
So I'm paying too much money in a like religious school for
whatever the fuck.
No. I mean, SMU is a reputable college.
I don't know anything about it. I'm not from Dallas here. There. Kristen might have some notes. We'll ask her.
But no, it's not. I wouldn't. I can't sludge the other college's name.
Well, the person that we're talking about is probably that's a smudge. So, yeah.
He shouldn't. Yeah, I feel bad for those people. It's a different story for a different day at a different time. He's a smudge. It's a racist. Is the word?
It's a racist. That's probably the word for it, dude. Yeah.
So, God, dude. But you know, it'll be okay one day. He'll be exposed for the person he is.
You know. Yeah, eventually. But yeah, so fucking going to JJ's and like, dude, the culture there was
it's different, right? Like live music every day.
Yeah, dude.
Something cool, something different. Never been around like that, you know.
Yeah, and then like I mean, just like that was the first time I'd ever seen like full blown regulars.
Yeah.
Like you had some at Fridays, I guess.
Oh yeah,
but like when you get to JJ's, they're there from
every day of the week.
Yeah. Every single day of the week. As soon as happy hour ends, so like give him a tab, I'm headed out. You know,
go Kevin.
I've been fucking. Oh yeah, dude.
R.I.P. my guy,
Cowboy Mark.
Yeah.
That dude been farming from fucking 6 a.m. Came in at fucking 2 o'clock. You know, worked like did the deals till about 6, and then he had to get the fuck out of there. You know, he had to go to bed at 8 o'clock. You know,
they're still hanging around there. Well, not Kevin. R.I.P. my guy. But you know,
man, yeah, that's right, dude.
It was after I left you. It was pretty sad. I had to go back and.
What was that dude's name? I'm trying to think of like he was a really big guy. He was Nabholes.
Oh, fuck. Really big guy. Tony Nabholes?
No, Tony. He's a wild one. He's funny as hell. I like that guy. But big guy. Really big guy. Drank a fuck ton of vodka every time he came in.
The big guy thing's throwing me off.
He was big as shit. Like really fucking big dude.
I mean, Ben.
He had a cane.
Yeah, Ben. I know his last name was Nabholz,
was it? Yeah. Well, it might not have been Nabholz, but he was like a cousin or something like that.
Okay,
like he was in the family.
Yeah,
but
Big Ben.
He wasn't he wasn't a part of the money, basically. You know, because I remember there was one time he pulled out his wallet to pay for his stuff, and he never tipped super great. I mean, he'd run like an $80 tab on fucking $3 vodkas or whatever the fuck, like every day. and he'd tip you, $10,
Yeah.
Not bad, not great, but like you're just chilling with him. He doesn't take a lot of effort, it's fucking
it's not
whatever,
hard.
But there was a couple of times where he pulled a fucking card out of his wallet that was cracked, that had been like bent up, like you're not supposed to use it, and he'd be like, use this one, and I'm like, are you sure you want me to fucking use that, bro? Like I have to have your tab paid, but like,
Yeah.
I don't feel like financially for you, I don't think you should use that card because it looks like you said not to use that card.
Yeah.
Kind of deal. Yeah. Like some people just fucking run their shit into the ground. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that seemed like you'd be in the best spot.
Oh, that was the spot for that for sure, dude. Yeah. But yeah, JJ's was a trip, man.
I mean, yeah, definitely learned a lot. Dealt with a lot of people, a lot of situations I never dealt with.
Yeah,
people-wise.
definitely. Yeah. But also, like, I mean, just the culture of like us all hanging out after work and stuff like that. That was huge.
We used to like. If I worked in the morning, I'd get off work and I'd play pool with the regulars. And if I got off at night, we'd get off and fucking. We would get done at midnight and play pool till.
Well, we always close at 2. So
but sometimes we close
early,
till
like 5 or 6.
But yeah, we would close. Yeah, we would play super late.
Yeah, dude. I remember I always had to fucking get back there and like restock the beer and like turn that shit around. And I was like, this is 30 extra minutes. You know what I mean? Where they're out there playing pool. And it was always like, we had the fucking coolest servers and shit. And like, they'd all be like Josie and fucking Kinsey and all them like out there chilling. Like, we'd be chilling so heavy out there, dude. That was so much fun, dude.
Some fun days for sure.
I had a great time out there, dude. Yeah.
And if I didn't leave Arkansas, I mean, they offered me the GM position there, but I was leaving, so.
What? You turned that down just to go?
I mean, no, I turned it down, but I was going, and then they turned me down. No, sorry, I was going, and then I turned it down. So they gave it to me when I was already going to go. Like, my plan was to go. Mm-hmm. And they're like, hey, I know you're leaving, but you have this position opportunity if you want it. And I'm like, well, I'm leaving, so.
Can't.
Good try.
Can't do. Oh, good try. Oh, man. You'd probably be a fucking regional by now.
I don't know. I might have lost my shit during 2020. Who knows?
Oh, that's right, dude. Yeah, that probably would have fucking taken everything down a peg, dude. Honestly. Dude, this table is so loud. Like, everything time I, like, bump something. Yeah,
I touch this.
I'm so sorry. Like, if you guys are just hearing me fuck shit up over here, but...
I mean, like, look.
Trying to grab the tequila, which we actually have put a very good dent into.
No bars on the thing.
Damn, that's just from you tapping that? That's crazy. What about if I... That's on both mics.
So you'll know. You're learning. We're learning as we go.
Yeah. This is what I should have been doing.
We're from Arkansas. We're
Sorry, I'm
here.
just like fingering your lime over here, trying to get it out of there.
It's alcohol in there, my guy. It's all good, right?
Yeah, it's all good. Yeah, it's
what
sterile of sorts. Yeah.
We have finished a whole bottle, almost finished a whole bottle of tequila.
Yeah, and this is This is what I'm saying. Whenever I was talking earlier about taking it easy on the podcast, that's why I only bought this. I didn't buy seltzers. Like,
I missed some soda in here.
Stuff. Look at that. This one's got a little flavor to it.
It's cool. It's
berry on it.
What's the flavor?
Bury it alive.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll fuck with it. Yeah, it's very good. I think it actually goes pretty good with the tequila too.
Yeah, I would drink that with tequila. I drink tequila all the
dude,
time.
And that's what's crazy to me is like Liquid Death. They have all these like crazy, like cool names and shit, and then I haven't seen anything about cocktails with it.
Well, I mean, the whole point of it is just really cool
hydration,
water, right?
It's all about the water.
Really cool.
But it's like you have this badass branding that would translate so well to drinks.
But I think they don't want it that way, right?
Yeah, I know.
I think it's.
But like,
I don't know. I don't know anything about it.
But being a bartender, it's like I could make some shit happen with this. You know,
tequila and Liquid Death.
Yes, they have one. It's like they have Convicted Melon, Severed Lime.
Okay,
is one. Mango Chainsaw is the other one. So it's like a mango tequila chainsaw, or like some fucking, I don't know. You could do something with that. Somebody, if you're listening right now and you have some ideas, fucking send them on to Liquid Death.
Let's go.
Yeah, let's go, dude. I'd drink that shit at the bar for sure. I'd drink that over, a lot of other stuff, dude. I don't put fucking soda in my shit ever, like Coke or anything like that. Because, like, if we were drinking the same thing and we were drinking Coke, we'd probably have a tummy ache right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. It would not be a good
All
time.
the sugar and all those things.
Yeah. We'd probably wake up feeling pretty shitty, dude.
Bro, and I'm like 33 years old and I drink beer and I'm bloated for
Oh, it's over
3 days.
with, bro. Yeah, dude.
It's my love. It's just, I love it. I used to drink so much beer, right? I used to go to beer festivals, just all this stuff, drink so much beer. Not anymore.
Can't do it, man.
I still drink it sometimes.
Definitely still
Like
do it.
this last weekend, I went to all those Arkansas games.
Oh, yeah, dude. Yeah, if you're at a fucking baseball game, yeah, you got to do it.
I mean, if you want to drink liquor, it's $23.
If you go to a baseball game, you get a beer and you get a
$12.
hot dog. You know the hot dog suck, or like you know the hot dog, it's not good for you in any possible way, but you're going to get one.
Or you go to the Rangers game and get the
nachos.
boomstick.
What's a boomstick?
It's a 24-inch long chili cheese dog with a bunch of shit on top.
Oh my god, dude!
Yeah.
I've
had the small. I've had so they have the boomstick. There's the big one, and they have the smaller size ones. So I've had like the half size one.
Just like a regular foot long.
I mean, yeah, it's a long cheese coney, but Maya's hanging the whole boomstick and eating the whole thing. Come on.
Yeah, I would do it. I'd eat that bitch.
Yeah, my buddy Quinn did, and that's where he passed out from fucking being so tired from
from digesting
my boy,
a fucking boomstick is what he passed out from.
Trainers from Tupelo that came down to open the location for me, and then he came back a few months later to train to be a manager at a different location, you know.
Yeah.
And he were like, "Oh, let's go to a game." Yeah, boy, he eats a whole fucking boomstick, right? First, he shows up with like a quarter of it eaten. He's like, "Yeah, I'd eat some of it back there," and then he comes back and he's sitting there and he's eating it, and he drops the whole like last like few inches of it. And I was like, "Bro, I think you dropped that because your ass is so fucking full." On this shit.
Full, dude.
He said it wasn't. He said it wasn't that.
Bro, 24-inch. That's 2 feet.
Yeah, it's like one of their signature things at the
that's
Ranger Stadium.
Huge, bro. That's fat.
It's good though. It's good.
I bet, dude.
Like the short one, like the chili and everything, and the dog.
I would
it's
eat
good.
that whole bitch, dude. I don't give a fuck. Yeah.
That's okay. Well, guess what?
Depends on how much I'd have to drink.
This season, what we're gonna do? You're gonna do a special episode. You know, where it's gonna be us eating boomsticks at the.
We're gonna get some boomsticks to go and bring them back, dude.
No, you gotta film the episode at the game.
Dude, I would if they'd let me. I'd definitely do that. All right, well, cheers, buddy. I still don't feel like super crazy turned up or anything either. And it's crazy because I've done episodes where we did like old fashions, or we just did like whiskey on the rocks, or like when you drink like full blown whiskey. I don't know, it just hits you different. Tequila is such a smooth drunk if you're drinking good tequila.
Tequila old fashions, my guy.
Dude, I have the stuff for that. Like, I could have done that. I thought about it, and I knew that you would appreciate it, but I also didn't have the thing to smoke the glass. So if I'm not going to do it, I'm going to do it all the way.
I'm just saying, I've never drank a tequila
out of a smoke glass.
I've never drank a fucking old fashioned out of a smoke glass, and I've drank some good old fashions. You don't have to smoke the fucking glass to have a good old fashioned.
It'll change your life, dude.
It's probably good. It's good, but like I've drank old fashions made with mezcal. I've drank, so I was like, I understand the smoky taste.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying.
You know me, dude. I make fucking cocktails.
Yeah.
It's
like I said, it's crazy because when our shit from Fridays, we thought we knew how to make those cocktails. And we're like, those are the cocktails of 20 years ago. Now everybody's getting back to the cocktails of 60 years ago. They invented
the Long Island. You're like, yeah, but they suck ass.
Like, but like, if you order in a Long Island from me, I'm gonna be like,
your parents didn't
judging you.
Yeah, I'm judging you, bro. Yeah. Okay, why don't we just take a shot of Rumple then?
Even though, when I made them at Tupelo, it's like I use scratch ingredients, right? And I'm using and it's not even a sour mix. It's like I'm using lemon juice and simple syrup, and I tasted one day and I was like,
pretty good.
As much as I hate to say this,
it's pretty good.
Made it pretty good.
Yeah, that's how it was whenever I was working at Harlow, and I was working on a rooftop bar, and it was a speed bar, but it was they still had they squeezed their limes, they squeezed their lemons, they made their own simple and shit like that. It's whenever I would make a green tea, it wasn't 3 ingredients, it was 5. You know what I mean? It's it takes those couple extra steps, but it's all the difference. You know? It's that big. And then whenever I would work down there in Trick Pony, you look up at the fucking liquors above you and you're like, I haven't heard of half of these.
Yeah.
I don't even know what the fuck this is, dude.
Yeah.
But somebody comes in and asks for some stuff and you're like, that's crazy. I fucking have it.
Yeah. You're like, oh yeah, that's the first time I saw this.
Would you look at that? I actually do have that. Huh. Weird.
Yeah.
I would have never known.
I mean, it's just the whole world of all that, like beer, wine.
Dude, whenever you look at, like, people go to school for this shit, and, like, people make, like, full-blown careers out of this, which, I mean, we kind of have, but it's, like...
In a very non-specialized level.
Not a very specialized level, yeah. But people make their whole lives out of this shit, man. Yeah. So, going from JJ's...
Yeah.
So I was living in Conway, you know, working at JJ's. I had left Fridays. I'd done the whole thing with Jeremy, you know, and that's why I fucking respect Jeremy. He sat down with me for like an hour and a half.
Yeah.
And I just like told him, I was like, dude, this is what I'm seeing at your place.
Yeah.
This is what's going on. Like, he had sent me off for training and all that stuff, and like we'd done the whole thing. I'd been there for less than a year, and I was like, I feel fucking awful. But I cannot deal with the way that this shit is being ran. You know, like, I'm sorry. You know, and like, I know that you guys are expecting so much, and like whenever I did that with Jeremy, Wade sat me down after that and like gave me the whole spiel about like, you know, like, I do this to like take care of my kids and all this stuff, and like this is my livelihood, and I'm like, I'm not trying to like get you fired or anything. I'm just saying, like, could you fucking like give a shit? You know what I mean? Like, I'm sorry to say, but I don't feel like you give a shit about my job.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And like, that sucked. But so then I go to JJ's, and like, all I'm doing is bartending. Yeah. It's the best. I do my job and I leave.
No sponsorabilities.
Nothing, dude. And that's why, like, ever since, like, that's been my mantra of like, I just want to go do my job and leave. Because and that's the thing about, like, whenever I was doing management, was like, my favorite part was like dealing with my employees. Like, I loved, like, if you had a problem, I'm the person you come talk to. Like I'm very good with people, you know, and like, there are some people, like, I fucking like really help them with some stuff. I was almost like half-assed like therapist sometimes, you know. Those fucking crazy girls come into the restaurant, they got some shit going on, and you're like, just come fucking talk to me, we got this. You know what I mean? Like, just get through your fucking 4-hour shift. You know, like, is it that crazy? Yeah. But sometimes it is, you know, and there were a couple of situations where it's like, I don't even feel comfortable sending you out there for a 3-hour, you know. Yeah. You work 11 to 2, I don't even want you out there, dude. Yeah. Yeah. Like, you got to make those calls sometimes. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And, like, it wasn't even about, like, me not wanting to deal with people. It was me not having any fucking around me. You know what I mean? And that kind of sucked because I feel like it kind of ruined management for me. Yeah. Even though, like, I feel like I would be, and I was a good manager whenever I did it.
You just need the support in somebody above you, right? Especially when you were young, right? Yeah. But especially at that age.
21.
Yeah, I mean, like, you need somebody that was going to be, you know, over there, like, saying, hey, this is what you need. Yeah, you need somebody to lead you and stuff. And that's what I had, you know. And I felt like that's what made me good, was somebody that was there and that was like, you know, and Dale, like, made jokes and, you know, could, like,
but Dale was probably one of the people that you got to, like, do the little things right.
It's actually, like, I just saw how he, like, had that connection with the people that worked for him. The people respected him. Because of his personality and the way he was. But he knew his shit. He could do his job. He could back his stuff up, right? You know? Yeah. Maybe we couldn't barge in like I could, you know, eventually.
Oh, for sure, dude, yeah.
You know, like, you know, he still could do what he needed to do to get the job done and to make sure it was going to get done right. If he couldn't do it, he found the person that could do it.
There you go.
And so it was just like, you know, he knew what he needed to do to get the job done, and that's just like kind of what I learned from him. It was just like, okay, you just fucking do what you have to do to make it happen.
Yeah. And if you can be good at that, you know, that's
you just got to learn to figure shit out in the moment.
Yeah. So there's a lot of on the fly when you're doing that, dude.
And then, like, with JJ's, it was a lot of different experiences for me. Like, breaking up people from
on the
fighting,
fly all over, dude.
You know, like kicking people out and them telling them they want to fucking hit me.
Was it me and you and who was? It was me, you, and Jay, Jamarche. Mm-hmm. Whenever Tony got in a fight with those like 6 dudes.
Maybe I wasn't there.
I remember what night it was. Was it not you?
I don't think I was there.
No. Well, I know it was me and Jay because it ended up like me, him, and somebody else were like back to back, and we were like legit surrounded by people. Yeah. And we were like, are we about to have to fight all these fucking dudes? But like they just all just like made their way out. We're like, all right, so we don't have to
it's always just a bunch of pussies, right? Like from what I figured out,
because it was like 6 dudes that had jumped on Tony. Yeah. And like obviously like 6 dudes on one guy, but then 3 people hop in. They're like, oh, okay, the tide's kind of shifted.
You're like, these people work here. We can't.
We can't fucking argue this here.
Yeah.
But it was like, dude, like we stood back to back, and we're like, are we about to fucking do this right now, dude?
Broke up a couple fights, you know, kicked a couple people out.
Yeah.
So.
Were you there the night that I had to? What's that? The really short Kansas City fan? You remember that dude?
Kansas, the short one. I don't know. I mean,
like really short, aggressive. Always wore his Kansas City fucking like puffy jacket. There was one night he got real drunk and he was talking shit to somebody, and we had to kick both of them out, and then they got in a fight in front of the restaurant.
Yeah.
And so I had to go out there, and I was like, I know you, like, fucking talk to me. Like, just stop doing what the fuck you're doing.
Yeah.
And he started trying to fucking swing on me, and he's, like, 5'4", like 5'2", probably, really. And so, like, I picked him up by his puffy jacket.
Freddie?
Freddie! Yes, dude, that's right. Dude. Oh, my God, yes, it's Freddie, dude.
Oh, black dude?
Yes, dude. I picked him up by his puffy jacket.
Worked at,
I threw him in a fucking, in a cab.
Mike's place or whatever.
Yes, that's right, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. So I picked him up by his puffy jacket. The whole time I'm holding him, he's swinging, but his arms aren't as long as mine.
And we eventually banned him, right? Because
because he wanted to fight people every time he was fucking there.
No, that one time he was there, and those people, and like him and Devin and all those people were in the corner, all the MySpace people.
Oh, yeah.
And there was that really big, fucking drugged out, roided out fucking dude, right? That was over there.
Oh my God!
And they started getting an argument, and Freddie, Freddie broke the fucking bottle on the thing, and dude freaks out. Slams Devin across the fucking thing. Devin,
what was that?
I
remember that.
Bends the fence, right? So Leighton walks out, and she like walks out the door, and she sees what's going on, and she turns around and she comes running, and she comes yelling for me, and I'm like, what's going on? She's like, oh my God, there's a fight, and I come running up towards the front, and I'm at the end of the bar, and I see them coming, everybody coming through from the patio, and shit's just going everywhere, right? And it's just like I walk over there, and I see a bar stool fucking sling and fly and hits me in the fucking head, that dude in the head. I'm just like, I just fucking yell. I was like, get the fuck out of here. Like, you know, I was like, stop. Like, what? You know, like, there's nothing you can do at that point, right?
Well, the good thing about, like,
it shifted itself out the front door once I walked over there and started kind of fucking
because
yelling.
Once they see you, like, a little bit of authority goes a long way.
I mean, that's to me, it's like
that. Yeah.
Hey, the fucking cops are on the way. I think as soon as that happened, I looked at somebody, I said, hey, call the cops. Yeah. Right? And I was like, cops are on the way, and go out, and like one of the regulars was like,
that place was like a little bit of like a Western bar, dude. Like that.
I mean, it's just a little Wild West, right? I mean, it was just kind of the bar in town, one of the couple bars in town people actually went, right? So
that and TC's and like,
and so like
a couple other places.
I think I got people outside, like one of the regulars, like fucking like was like yelling and like, you know, stepped across me to yell at somebody, and I grabbed a hold of him and fucking picked him up and pushed him back, and he's like. And stopped. He's like, oh, I'm sorry, you know. And I was just like, it's like, I know you got like that with me. Like, I'm sorry, you know.
Like, I don't give a fuck what you're talking about.
No, yeah, but he was like, he immediately looked at me. He's like, hey, I'm sorry. Like, if you got that way with me, then I understand. Like,
yeah.
And I was like, I was like, fucking stop. Like, I'm trying to stop this right now. This shit doesn't even go on.
And you're egging shit on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I was just like, you know, hey, the cops are on the way. And of course, the cops show up, and the cops are like, yeah, that dude, the big like drug roid dude.
I remember that dude.
His name is Caleb something.
Yes, right? Dude. Oh my God.
And they're like, yeah, he's known for that shit. Once we heard his name,
nice though when he wasn't.
He could be a real nice guy, but I've met so many of those fucking people that could be the nicest person, and they fucking flip a switch. And
he was so big,
insane,
like insanely big, dude. That dude was probably. I know, I saw that. Yeah, she fucking passed out.
No attention.
But dude, he was probably like 260. Would you say? And just. Like
definitely,
veins
like
popping, like that dude had been on roids for years.
I don't know if they're like roids. I mean, he had definitely a big old flare of flabbity flab over the big muscles he had.
Yeah, maybe it's just a fucking farm guy, I guess. But he was
known for being a troublemaker, right? All the regulars that were cops.
Well, he was also relatively dim, if you want to call it.
Yeah,
you know, he wasn't all there, you know, and so people like that,
yeah.
Not all of them, I guess, if we're trying to be fucking, you know, politically correct.
Fuck!
You know? But, he just,
Fuck!
Sorry.
Fucked. No, it was like, and so before that, I'd had conversations with him where it was like, you'd be talking to him and he'd had a couple of drinks and you're like, are you talking to me? Like, are you understanding what we're talking about right now? And it was like, he's so gone and he's so big. It's like, if I were to say the wrong thing, what's going to stop you from fucking coming across the bar? You know what I mean?
And I don't like see what, like, yeah, I mean, like, I dealt with a lot of people. I dealt with a lot of people, like they're just saying no coherent, right? You're just having a conversation and like you're trying to have a conversation and they just go into such a direction. You're just kind of like, wait, what did you just say? Yeah.
Like, what happened to you?
It's kind of the crowd, right? It's sports barish. I mean, you probably get some people still and
for sure, yeah, yeah. But it's like, I don't know. There was such like JJ's was almost like hole in the wall, like dive, but it wasn't. You know?
Yeah, I mean, it's
like it was corporate enough to not be that, but it's like that was what they wanted it to be.
Yeah,
like it felt like the patrons wanted it to be a little bit more ratchet because that's what they were.
Maybe that's what Conway, Arkansas was the time where it was at the time.
And so JJ's as a concept was trying to like push that off. It's like that's not what this is. But
because they want to be a family place, right? So it had like our standards and stuff, and then you had at that phase pretty good management that came through and like kind of held things to a good standard and got rid of the people that didn't need to be in that building, like that fucking McFadden dude that I kicked out that looked at his son and was like, "Should I hit him?" And I was like, "Fucking do it or leave," because what's his name? The big old dude, not Jay, but
the gray haired.
Yeah,
black dude.
Yeah, was this fucking? I love the dude.
He was so fucking cool, dude.
And you know, like, so he like, yeah, might as well finish the ball.
Yeah, we're in there, dude.
And so, yeah, he was right behind me, right? So like, this guy was there. He's like, oh, he looked at his son. He's like, should I hit him? And I was like, do it or get the fuck out of here. Yeah. Like, just fucking leave.
Yeah, dude. If
I just asked you to leave, and now you're gonna say some stupid shit like that, just fucking let's go.
Yeah,
you know, and
either
like,
that or I'm gonna call the fucking cops,
exactly.
You know?
I mean,
if you're gonna
swing, hit me, you old fuck, give me your money. Like,
yes, pay your fucking tab and go, bro.
Yeah. And pay me some.
Bro, we could literally like sit here and talk all day about fucking JJ's. I swear to God, dude. Yeah,
that's why I was like, when we talked about it, I was like, oh, it's gonna take hours.
I swear.
I don't even think we're halfway through, but
yeah, literally, JJ's was. Fucking bro, that was probably like the pinnacle of like the most fun type of bartending that I've done, I think. And that's one thing I like about Boomer Jacks.
But I think we were still pretty professional about it in a sense.
Yeah, and it was like everybody was trying to be.
Yeah.
You know, but there were key players that weren't. You know what I mean? Like there were a few things going on like behind the scenes and stuff like that. And that's
But we did our shit. So.
Yes, exactly. Like, I would do, like, my Flair stuff, and it would blow everybody away.
That's the thing. You can still do that shit now. And then some people are like, what the fuck? And I still go back there, like I said, and bail people out of the weeds. And, like, just pick up a tin and toss it and throw it. Or, like, I'll
like, roll it down my shoulder.
My one thing, I'm sorry, I cannot shake a cocktail and open it without flipping it in my hand and popping it.
Yeah,
like,
dude.
I literally cannot do it without doing that.
Yeah, I don't trust our shakers, though. Yeah, we don't even have the small shakers that fit, you know?
Yeah.
And we don't use pint glasses.
What do you use?
Or the rocks glasses.
Oh, the small little rocks glasses? That is,
yeah. I mean, they fit, but it's like, I wouldn't trust it to flip. No.
God damn.
Yeah. But we do have, like, we have two.
But they also think you shouldn't go eat at your sister companies. And so.
Right. So there are a few things that we're dealing with here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But there was a job fair today. Fuck, I should have went to that. God damn it. At Texas Live, they're hiring super heavy right now.
At Texas Live?
I have a lot of good friends over at Texas Live that want me to work there. I'm like, but I make so much money at fucking Boomer Jacks.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably shouldn't. But they make, like, you know, when shit's really popping over there, it's like double XP weekend, bro. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's when shit's pippy popping, which is a lot of the weekends out of the year over there.
Most often, more often than not, you know. So I don't know. It's something like it's not broken, so I don't want to fix it, kind of deal, you know. But there's also like, do you want to step up your game? You know, step up your life and fucking, you know, do this kind of shit. But
So JJ's was when I got really good at pool because we played all the time, right?
All the time. Yeah.
So like,
stay up till fucking 6 in the morning playing pool.
Yeah, I
Be
mean,
back at work at 4.
Yeah, and it was just like, I mean, sometimes I would close and then open, or close and then get there at like 11 o'clock the next day, which is still there a pretty short amount of time. My place I work now is pretty easy, right?
Oh, dude, yeah. Same with me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I typically I either work a morning shift, which is 10:30 to 4:30.
Yeah.
Or I work a non-closing, which is like 4 o'clock to like 11 or 12.
Yeah.
I do one close a week now, which I wasn't even doing for a long time.
Yeah.
Which I work a Thursday, which is like 6 to 2.
Good. Good day. Good
not
money.
bad. Yeah. What is that, 8 hours?
Yeah, I mean, not bad. I mean, good money, though, for the day? You know?
Yeah, definitely.
6,
yeah. Usually like 4. Yeah. Something like that. Yeah.
Damn, I mean, if
you're pulling 4 a day, you're doing okay. You know what I mean?
I mean, that thing it's above average.
Above average, for sure. Like, a bad day is 2. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Which I thought I was balling out whenever I was working at JJ's. I was making like $250 to like 4.
Yeah.
You know? But like, just working, this is slow season, and I'm making like 2 to 4 a day right now. So it's like, I don't work a lot of days, so don't fucking think I'm like balling the fuck out.
The place isn't a crazy price point, right? Like it's a low price point for this area, so like it brings people in and stuff. Mm-hmm. You get your riff and your raft, but you probably still get.
But if you do the job and you like, and so it's like I've always said, like I can make your check either as high as I want it or as low as I want it.
Yeah.
Like if you want to come in and deal with me and work with me, I can do some shit for you legally. Like nothing's wrong. There's nothing wrong with like. There's no inventory that's going to be off. There's nothing wrong with the way I rang anything in because I did it correctly. Like, everything's going to be fine. But I can tailor your check to be either super high or super low.
Yeah.
It depends on how we work together.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, if you come in and you're acting fucking weird, you're not being very nice to me, you're probably going to spend $10 extra, you know?
Yeah.
Which might be shitty of me. I don't know. But, you know. It's just the way that the game is played. You know, I haven't done anything wrong. Yeah, except charge you $10 extra. Which, if I got it all comped down to the way it was, I'd probably get the tip I deserved. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Or people should just not be assholes.
Yeah, we should just
not be assholes.
Yeah, just do be like that sometimes. You know.
And so Conway brings in JJ's
brings that brings so many memories.
Yeah, I mean, and like it's still going back, just seeing some areas and stuff, and visiting and seeing old people because like people I hired there still work there and things like that. Like
I went back in January and I went in there during a morning shift and I hung out with Skylar for a little bit.
Yeah,
that's whenever she told me that Tanner was going to work there. And stuff, and it's like that place is.
It's different.
When I go there, like, I want to go to JJ's.
Yeah.
Like, it's a vibe.
Yeah.
Know? Just like I want to go to JC's.
I want to go play pool with somebody. I just want to go, and be there. My grandma still lives in Conway, though, so I still have ties there. Shoop left. Shoop moved to Nebraska.
Nebraska?
Omaha, where his family lives.
Oh,
his mom lives there. His sister lives there and all that stuff.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, because he's a big baseball guy, isn't he? That's where they do the
College Baseball World Series. He's went there for Arkansas.
Oh, okay.
And stuff, but other than that, like, I think he liked it because, you know, it's like, Omaha's kind of home and stuff, so it's cool to go back there where my family is and where people are.
How are you and Shoop?
I haven't talked to him much in a while, but it's nothing like in a bad reason. It's just like...
You just parted ways, I guess, yeah.
I mean, in a sense, like, I don't know. I don't reach out to a lot of people, and if somebody doesn't reach out to me...
Same,
exactly,
dude, yeah.
So, like, we've tried to reach out, but it's always been on a weird schedule and whatnot.
Yeah, dude, like, people don't reply for, like...
You might take it a little more personally than I do, but I don't really, because it's just how my brain is.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
I say that all the time. That's just how my brain is.
He's a different kind of person, man. He's a trip, dude. He's very funny. Yeah, that dude's just, like, literally, I can't even describe him other than to say he's a trip.
Yeah.
Like, he's so funny.
I mean, I love the guy.
He's like a wild way, dude. Yeah.
Years, like my best friend for years. I still consider him a good friend.
He is still like a very cool, nice, funny guy. He's just wild, dude. He's just funny, dude. Like, literally just funny.
I mean,
like, that's just what comes to mind when I think of him, dude.
A verb after you and, like, named after you, like, get shoop faced,
Shoop.
So.
Shoop. Yeah, and then, so, we were working at JJ's.
Yeah.
And, dude, I was living life, dude. I was having a great time, and then the stuff happened with Logan.
Oh, yeah.
That was what led me to move here.
Yeah.
Whenever he got into the accident and stuff. And I'd lived in Arkansas my whole life. I was making good money. I was like, this would be the best, like, springboard for me to make the next move in my life, right? Mm-hmm. And so that was whenever I decided, like, he needs to go. I want to go. We'll move off.
Yeah.
And then a couple of months later, that's whenever you started talking about, you and Kim.
Yeah.
We're gonna move down here because what was it that led you to come here?
So like me, obviously working in the service industry, I can work anywhere, right?
Right.
But she had a job opportunity for working at Pediatrics Plus that was in Conway, right? Mm-hmm. And so she'd work there, but they have a location in Frisco. Well, her mom lives in Rockwall, her sister lives in Fort Worth and stuff. So she had that job opportunity. We're both just kind of like, let's go down there. Let's like for me, it was like. Work anywhere I want to work,
right?
Just be me, and do what I do.
Yeah.
So like,
got like a $20,000 pay raise,
and then she was actually going to have a salary job and stuff out of school and stuff. So nice. She went back to school later in life. So
yeah,
and so it was just the opportunity we had. So we're like, let's go.
Yeah. So then y'all moved down here. I remember whenever you moved down here, I went over there and I helped you unload.
I needed somebody to help unload, and you came and helped us.
And I was looking at like your apartment. What's crazy about Frisco? I looked up whenever I first moved here. I was looking at like the different populations, and so Frisco in 2002, I want to say had like 15,000 people. And now it's like, 150 or 2?
Oh, it's over 2 now.
Yeah, and I was looking at that, and like that on Google, if you look up like the population of a city, you can do like a graph.
Yeah.
Like look at it, and it was like a whoop. I was like, what the fuck, dude? Like, and you look at like I went back and I looked at Conway's, and it was like,
yeah,
and then
should
fucking you look at
point,
something like that. And so I went from Mena, Arkansas. You went from Paris, Arkansas to Conway. I went from 5,000, you were at 3,000 in Paris or whatever, to 40, 50, and then when school's in session, 60, 70 or whatever the fuck. And then we move here. I moved to fucking Arlington, which is like 400,000 people. Mm-hmm. I didn't realize what the fuck I was doing. Mm-hmm. It is culture shock when you do that. And then you moved to Frisco, which honestly would have been a better deal. People. Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like he kind of lucked out on that one.
That was nice, and then lived there for 3.5 years. Yes.
Yeah, I wanted to see what that was all about. I'm not trying to. Yeah. Okay. So what?
So moved.
So it's like a little bit of a for me, it was like a culture shock.
Yeah, definitely, because different. I mean, traffic, everything's different. Like
dude.
So I mean, to put it in perspective,
like,
right? When we moved here.
In Conway is nothing compared to like if you say like, and that's using I don't know if that's a politically correct term or whatever the fuck, but I'm trying to use the best word that I know.
Yeah.
But there's some riffraff around here, buddy.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
I mean, like, so you got to think though, like we grew up in Arkansas where the whole population for the state is 3.5 million people, and you come to DFW where at that time it was 7 million people. And that was 4 years ago. At this point, it's definitely 8 million people in the area, so it's like, it's definitely totally different.
Yeah.
And you got to think like, yeah.
True. Leave her alone, dude.
And it's 8 million people, so it's going to be a culture shock. There's different types of people, It's just a lot of people in one little area, right?
Yeah. Well, what's crazy is, like I say, like I don't want to take it to like a racial place, but like growing up in Arkansas, like we'd kind of mentioned this off the pod, but like growing up in Arkansas, it's such like it's a single culture. Like it's all fucking white people for the most part.
Yeah.
And then you go to Conway, and like I said, I lived in Conway Hall. Me and my roommate were one of 3 white people on our hall. Mm-hmm. And so I had kind of learned, like, and like some of our friends, were like black around us and stuff like that. And like, it wasn't anything like crazy for me, but like, I mean, it's weird. Like it's a trip to like go from nothing to something.
Yeah.
You know, and then I came here and it's like, I would say probably 60-40, you know?
Yeah.
At least. And so it's like, whenever, and even moving to Conway, like whenever, like I was talking about, the guy we were talking about Fridays that would like say racist shit at the restaurant, and you're like, why are you fucking being like that? Like, I'm from Mina and you're from Paris. Like, people are like actually racist.
Yeah.
You know? It's like, and like, I don't see them that way. So like, why are you, that's not even like, why are you acting like this? You know what I mean? It's like so weird to like see a prejudice in real life.
Yeah.
Whenever you're like, I never even, like, knowing that it was a thing, I never saw it that way, kind of, you know?
Yeah, I mean, like, even, like, growing up where I did, like, I didn't grow up around a lot of black people, but my family wasn't that way, right?
Yeah.
It's like I heard things, like, from other people, but it's just, like, when you get older, I mean, you know, like, for me, I'm like, okay, you know, like, I really felt the way my family did. I didn't feel any negative way towards anybody for any reason. But then, like, you hear other things that people say, and you don't even realize that those are bad things. Until you get older, and you're like, wait,
and then
wow,
you
that
look
person
at it,
really
you're
fucked
like,
up.
that was very aggressively, like, wrong in a way, you know? Like what the fuck, dude? Yeah.
Like, wait.
Yeah. Like, every once in a while, like, especially, like, being in Mina, like, around, like, certain parts of, like, even, like, in my family, like, people would, like, say things, and, like, they don't think it's racist. They're just saying it, like, sometimes they'd even say it, like, satirically and stuff like that, and it's like, but that's not okay.
Yeah.
You know, and, like, you look back on it, it's like, I get where y'all are trying to think that it's, like, in, like, a lighthearted way, but it's like, not really that okay at all. Not okay. And it's so weird. I don't know. I feel like I've tried to broach this subject on the podcast, and I think I'm doing okay right now, but I'm also trying to cut it because like I don't know how to talk about this thing.
Yeah,
you know?
no, I mean
it's such an
you have to bring somebody in with a different perspective, and you're right. So
yeah, and like, dude, like I've had, you know, like, and whenever it's so fun to talk to, like I have there's one of the security guards at Boomer Jacks is well, I mean, like he's a black dude, and he does like jiu-jitsu, he does MMA and stuff, and like we've talked about that stuff, and like he's such a philosophical person, like being in the culture that he grew up in, a lot of the philosophy that he thinks about is from that, and it's like when he talks to me, it's like I'm coming from a completely different perspective, and it's like he's looking at stuff that I've never seen, never understood, never even thought about, and it's like it just like hits you in such a way you're like, I don't, like my brain, like it's never even been on my mind or hit my mind in any way. Like it's like a new pathway for my brain.
Living in Arkansas, like I don't feel like I have met that many people that would open my mind up that much, you know, like just being in a different place and a different like view and things like that, like different perspectives. Yeah. And open yourself up a lot more.
Well, the one thing that I've learned, if I can I'm going to put a statement out here. Yeah. Is in every race, there's fucking, we'll call them ratchets.
Every race, every group of people, everybody,
like not even like even if it's like a mix of like a white guy, black guy, Mexican guy, fucking Chinese guy, fucking everybody's in the same group. One of them's going to be an asshole. Yeah, you know, and it has nothing to do with the race that they are. Shitty people everywhere all the time. There's just shitty people, you know, and so the majority of people will make up for that one person. Yeah. And they'll honestly, if you're a good person, will have your back in the subject against, you know, like anybody trying to use that against you kind of shit. I don't know. Yeah. I don't know. I feel like I'm just drunk enough to talk about this, by the way.
That's cool. I mean, it's like, good point to bring up, but it's just like, I think the best thing to remember is it's just like, I think a lot of people, you know, you're raised certain ways and stuff, but it's good to like actually like once you get older and can understand, like to reach out and look at other people's perspectives and stuff, because like, you know, you think somebody's doing something for one reason, but like they might have totally different life perspectives and things that happen to them to like make them act that way, right? Yeah. People do things because of the way they were raised and the people they were around and stuff like that. And like, I try to just realize that, like, I mean, my upbringings are different than other people's. So it's just
life
like
of detours, brother.
Yeah, I mean, like, you know, like everybody's learning different things because the things that have happened to themselves in their life, right? And so, like, I want to look at somebody else's perspective and kind of learn and see things through their eyes before I just fucking like, you know, like,
or like
judge them or
say that it's
say something or say it's because they're an asshole or because they're this or because they're that. You know, like I want to learn that before I do that.
Yeah.
And I think that a lot of people are just real quick to like bitch and complain about people and not see why somebody did something the way they did,
like a
right?
Blanket of like a race or like a, you know, or like a religion or like anything like that. It's like,
just because it's not the way that they thought that they put something over it,
maybe their
dad
might be
was different.
Like maybe something weird happened to him. You know, like shit.
Or maybe they just think differently because of something. You know, some little thing that happened in their life. But like, just fucking like, can't be putting shit on other people because like you don't think the same way they do. You know.
Yeah. So let's completely break out of that and. Going back, so
we always get fucking like so sidetracked.
The life of detours.
Yeah,
that's why I named it that because I knew this was going to happen. But I'd like to kind of wrap it up with just like we started the show with talking about how you feel about being in Texas and now knowing the route that has led you here. Mm-hmm. With all the things that we've talked about, all the things that led up to it, how has Texas like not even Texas, but DFW, but like the things that you've done since you've been here, been, you know, like how have they like wrapped up with everything?
I mean, I wouldn't say at this point in my life anything's wrapped up, right?
Well, I mean, to the current state, if you're going to put an endpoint on something, you know, like if you were to put the endpoint at like you leaving your last apartment or you leaving the job that you just had. Yeah,
I mean, I guess big endpoint would be leaving a relationship that I was in for 7 years.
Yeah.
That could be a whole...
I know, yeah. That was a subject that was kind of skirted around at the same time, but it worked organically.
I mean, somebody that I was with for 7 years, so like that kind of endpoint. I mean, it's a long point in somebody's life, right? You spend that long time with somebody.
Any relationship I've had.
But when people ask, like, you know, like what happened, what was there, and it's like, I mean, I can't name just one thing. Like, there's a lot of things that go into making that decision.
There's a lot of things that go into being with somebody for 7 years.
Yeah.
You know,
there would be a lot of things that would go into that decision to like not be in that, you know, relationship anymore.
Yeah, considering it was a decision and not like a shock factor kind of deal, you know.
I mean, maybe it was something that I should have had conversations about a lot earlier. You know, things that crossed my mind at a certain point.
Been resolved, I guess, but it's like when you're in the situation.
Yeah, I mean, when you're afraid to hurt somebody, when you're afraid to, you know, like end something, or afraid to be away from somebody, but afraid to like really just like hurt somebody in a sense, right? Like, because you know, like what you're gonna say is not gonna make anybody feel good.
Yeah,
that is the hardest fucking thing to do, right? And so it's almost like I would rather just go on with not feeling completely happy than hurt somebody that you really love and care for. Yeah, which I think a lot of people probably get wrapped up in. I think it's a pretty natural feeling.
Yeah,
and like, but that was just truly what I felt. Like, I love somebody and I care for them. But like, I said this is gonna happen. But in a sense, like, you know, like it's maybe
we had to make him cry one time.
You know, so a little bit. But, you know, maybe it's just like in the end, I knew it wasn't exactly where I needed to be.
Yeah.
But like just talking about it, knowing it's going to upset somebody, is just enough to hold you back from making those decisions you have to make.
Yeah. Well, because I mean, it's like we were talking about earlier. I'm going to make a really weird analogy for it. It's like if you're going to fight that dog, you're going to get fucked up in the process.
Yeah.
You know, it's like this is something that like you've put yourself in the situation by loving this person.
Yeah.
You know, where to not be, to know that like it's not like the one, and it might be, you know, it might come back around or whatever, but like to know that like this isn't the end all be all that I want it to be, and to tell you that sucks.
Yeah.
You know.
Just tell somebody you don't feel like you can give them what they want. You can tell somebody that like, you know, like it's not easy to do, right?
Yeah.
So
you have to be like, I don't feel like this is the one that's like the full sellout. Like if I had to sell my soul, like if I had to do something that I didn't agree with.
Yeah.
But you shouldn't have to do that anyways. But like, you could do it, but it's like you would change the person that you are, kind of deal. Like you don't want to change who you are to be somebody for someone else, because that's just not how it fucking works.
Yeah, honestly. It's not gonna make you any happy. It's not gonna make you.
Yeah, you need to be the best version of you to be the best version for someone else.
Yep.
Like if you can be the most yourself, then you're the best person for that other person. And if that doesn't work 100% compatible with them, then it's not what it was meant to be.
And then there was a certain point where I felt like I couldn't be myself. So but that took a lot of thinking and a lot of realizing and a lot of years of my life to realize that.
Yeah.
So.
And what's crazy is like something like that, a 7-year relationship, or 10 years of school, or fucking like being a athlete for 8 years or whatever it is, like those kinds of things. Like this thing is something that has shaped your life, but it's also something that's not like a public knowledge. It's not something that you want to exploit in any way or anything like that. So it's like something that you deal with on your own, because it's like you don't want it to like air out anything to anybody else.
Oh yeah, I mean I compartmentalized everything, right, in a sense. Like when I got out of that relationship, started a new position in the current company that I'm with, right? And so I was able to work, and not think about any of that stuff. Yeah. But when I really broke down and, like thought about those things, I kind of broke down a little bit in a sense. Like it was just like really thinking about all, that had happened and went on, and just really like analyzing those things, right? Like it's just, those feelings were there. It's just like I never let them out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially like, I mean, being here and stuff like that, dude, it's a wild thing to like, because I mean, I don't have family here, so it's like when I go through stuff, like Kristen or like Logan, that's where my outlets are. Yeah. And like, I mean, I have friends here, but it's like they're not kindergarten friends, Yeah. They're not therapist friends that you have your whole life.
People kissing you on the wall.
Oh, yeah, isn't that dope? Yeah. But so at this point, I think I'm plenty drunk enough, and I think that this has been
we've talked about a bunch of shit. I don't know how that is even wrapped together though.
Talk to you, and I want to just absolutely thank you for sitting down and doing this with me. And it's
good to just talk about things and just get the shit out. So
but I feel like we're getting to the point where it's me and you talking, and it's just for us.
Yeah,
it's not for you guys. This isn't for you.
I don't know.
You might like it.
Was there any other points you wanted to wrap up, though, that wasn't?
No. I would like to, I guess, kind of end on what is the plan for Cayden, like, coming up.
Who fucking knows, right?
That's what I'm talking about.
I mean, that's the thing. Is like, I've just fucking, at the point where I made a big change, right? Mm-hmm. And it's like, there's these plans that my job says, hey, these are opportunities going to be here for you, right? But who fucking knows? I might just fucking get up and fucking 4 months and be like, you know what? I want to go to a different fucking part of this fucking country. Oh, who fucking knows, right? I mean, it's just what I'm saying. Like, in a sense, like, I like where I am.
Go work for a lazy
but
dog in Colorado,
I'm also just like stuck in a spot sometimes. I'm just like, you know what? Who knows? Where things are going to take me. And I kind of felt that way a few years back.
Yeah.
And so, like,
have a kid, it'll clear all that up.
I will hang up. Well, not planning on any of that. I don't think you were either.
It'll clear all that up without, like, where you're centrally located. Yeah.
So we'll see. So, it's just like everywhere I'm at to this point, like, I still don't know, but that doesn't bother me in a sense, right? Because, like, I feel like everybody's been conditioned to grow up with this life of you have to do these things this way, but, like, you got to realize, like, things aren't going to go that way for everybody, and you can make the best of it still and do what you want to do.
If you did a dramatic change like we both did coming to Texas, like if we were to pick up and move to California, we'd figure it out the same way we did here. Yeah.
I mean, I bust my ass so I can just do whatever I want wherever.
Yeah, dude.
I'm gonna.
Yeah, that's one thing like whenever I'm always talking shit. Like whenever I first moved here, I fucking hated it.
Yeah.
Dude, I was like, this place is way too fucking busy.
Yeah.
You know, like I'm not a fucking city person. You know what I mean? And so whenever I first got here, it was like a huge culture shock for me. And like I was always telling Kristen, we need to like I'm ready to move anytime.
Yeah.
Like this doesn't feel like home for me. But now that I have OC and I have Kristen, like her family, and like all this stuff, it's like it feels a lot more homey for me.
Yeah.
You know, I think if I had a house and stuff like that, I think it might help like solidify that. But like this feels like home-ish now.
And I think I was lucky.
I'm not far from my real home either. You know.
Yeah. I was lucky that, like, you know, Kim and her family and stuff, all these people close to make it not feel too bad, you know. And
it
like,
was like you just met with like cousins you hadn't seen in forever, kind of shit.
Yeah.
You know? Like these are people that were always meant to be family.
Yeah.
You know, and that's how I feel about all my friends that I've made here. It's like I was meant to come here and fucking meet these people.
Yep.
But I was also meant to move here, and you come right here right after because it wasn't over yet.
Yeah. No.
It's my boy right there.
My dude.
All right, let's sign off the podcast. Yeah. Let's give him a little bit of fucking intro music on the way out.
Extra music?
I'm going to drink my drink and go pee for sure because I've had to pee for the last like 30
and
minutes.
I don't know. You said the average cast was like 1.5 to 3?
1.5 to 2 is like 2? The average, I would say.
Push it on the
3 means it was great.
Something with a dog they interrupted.
That was a huge part. But she had a good time. I had a good time.
She's chilling.
I think the people
she likes you. She's not touching me. She's touching you. So.
Look,
he pushes me around.